Welcome to the Destiny Cast. All right, this is episode 2. All right, I'm your host Dimitriotto, and we are joined once again by Orchid and Joker, and a new member for today's episode is Destiny the Meme. Welcome to the
Thank
cast.
you for having me. Good drawing.
We got the meme team going on.
Oh yeah, hardcore meme team going hard.
Indeed. I'm doing myself all voice, but
And I have
Okay,
the
Indeed.
meme open. Destiny players when they hear "Indeed."
See, I'm a Stargate SG-1 fan, so I always just think back to Tilk.
I
'Cause
do
that's
too.
what he said. He's like,
exactly.
Indeed, man.
Indeed.
I have not watched that, so it's just
It's so
Indeed
good.
for me.
You
Yeah.
should definitely watch it.
I'm a Firefly fan.
I'm a Firefly fan too.
Firefly was awesome.
Well, this is more like take Egyptian mythology, right?
Mhm.
And then say, no, it actually was aliens. And then
History Channel at
It's
3
Ancient
a.m.
Aliens,
Yeah,
the show,
History
is what it
Yeah.
is.
But then you have like the greatest cast of characters. Fucking MacGyver is like the main character. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll probably check it out.
It's good.
so-
I've heard
It's
it's
already
good.
it
on
really
Amazon.
should. It obviously with a lot of shows of those caliber, they didn't exactly age the best, but that doesn't mean anything. It's still awesome.
the movie from the 90s is still good.
Yeah,
I
Because
should
that's
probably
still a
look
lot
at
of
still a
it.
good
practical
watch.
effects.
it's still a good watch. I love practical effects. They never age to me. Practical effects are awesome.
Oh, that's why like the old Alien movies still look so good because it's
Yeah.
all practical effects and puppeteering, and
Yeah.
it's not all the CGI which goes like out of date within 2 years.
Oh yes.
Alien
Like-
Covenant was hot trash.
Yeah.
Like the part in Alien when the captain is going through the air duct, I still get scared when he shines the alien, and I
yeah.
still go like, "Ooh!" I'm just like, no.
Predator's still so good too. It's just like, sorry.
No, you're good. No, it's gonna
I
shift
love
to like a
practical effects in
conversation
movies,
about
man.
Predator and all that.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
true.
them.
CG definitely gets a little bit old. I think last time I was reviewing the first Avengers, and I was like, oh yeah, that just looks weird.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the CGI doesn't hold up very well anymore.
Yeah.
And it sucks to say it about a movie like Avengers, but it's like, like I don't know, like
Yeah.
as polarizing as Rise of Skywalker was, polarizing.
Ha ha ha.
Babu Frick was cool. Like I like how they went with some of the puppeteering with some of those aliens, but we don't have to talk about Rise of Skywalker.
No, we're
The
not.
You know?
Dark Knight. Go back and watch The Dark Knight.
Dark
It
Knight.
still looks amazing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That movie looks incredible. So
Again, dude.
this has been an interesting week of Destiny. I did try to play some Iron Banner.
Oof. No thanks.
Ooh, are we gonna talk
No.
about? Are we gonna talk about skill-based matchmaking again?
See,
I
I
can tell you
am
about my
not-
week I had in freaking Crucible. I'm only playing on Australian servers now. This is my decision.
I'm a PvE main, which means
Yeah.
I basically don't touch anything.
So you're sparing yourself a
Yes, I am basically.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I saw your tweets.
deleted-
I saw
I
what
did-
you said about like Crucible this week.
I mean, I also spam truth in Gambit, so I do not have a good excuse for
Yeah.
myself.
Oh, look, you got to do what you got to do to win, right?
No, I gotta do what I gotta do for the interference.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all I want to do.
Just run,
Oh, you're doing
run
great.
around and shoulder charge everything. Apparently, it's the easiest thing to do in the game. If my comment section's to be believed.
Except for
Warlock.
the whole like did we not go over that like
We
the
did.
hit? God, it's the 50% like hit rate. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm just super lucky. But no, because I did that video that was like Destiny PvP takes no skill. And a lot of
Yeah, I know. I
about
saw
it.
that. No, I saw that video and that was hilarious for me. And I'm sure the comment section, had a great time.
Oh no, a lot of people agreed, but then
Yeah.
like you had those people that were like, "Oh, you're not the best player in the world. You don't get to talk to." Well, okay.
The thing is, as soon as you're like, okay, the Crucible isn't really working out, they're just like, just get better. But when they're on the end of the 80-0 stomping,
Yeah.
I doubt you're gonna say that.
Yeah. I
Oh no,
definitely-
I've been on the end.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I should get better.
I loaded into
That's-
292 before.
That's how
Yep.
like
I have
Halo. I've been playing Halo again and going in and like just getting pub stomped, dude. I'm terrible. I don't know what does what anymore. And I'm just like fighting with I'm like, oh no, this is how I throw grenades in Destiny.
Yeah. I literally went through that
What
a
are
couple
the
days
buttons?
ago. I was playing the Master Chief Collection and multiplayer, SWAT, and I was just getting slammed by people. And I was just like, wait, how do I melee? How do I melee? This feels wrong. What? B? And I was just,
I feel that.
Yeah.
As soon as I go into PvP, I forget that guns exist and just start punching everyone as a warlock. So I'm basically slapping everyone and it doesn't work.
That's how
No.
you, well,
So
that's why you play a Titan.
I gave up.
You gotta just shoulder charge everything, yo.
I don't like shoulder charging. I am lawful.
oh.
No,
I'm
I'm
a
just
chaotic.
Scared Love and War.
I just really enjoy hammers.
I handheld supernova everything.
Oh, dude, I respect it.
Top 3 Downblade
I wasn't one of those.
Tossy
that, like,
Gunblade's super good because you can slap them from 30 feet away.
in PvE with Monte Carlo.
Yes. Sunbreakers.
I know. Like, I just tell my raid team if I don't need a well, I'm not going to run well. I'm just going to use top 3. I'm not even going to pop my super. I just really like the melee.
I do too. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, all right. Destiny to me.
That was a digression.
I have another warlock to talk to, guys. I'm really excited.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, that's a good thing for you. It's a bad thing for
Dimitri,
me.
what are you again? You're a hunter?
I'm a hunter.
Ah,
Yes,
I'm off
chat, I am a
trade.
hunter.
Titan
I'm
Master
on
Race.
trade.
What?
I am a die-hard hunter, and I have no shame about that whatsoever.
I was a Titan just for Guardian games and then stayed with it because I loved it so much.
Right?
So
Don't-
I'm like a
Just
baby
Came out
Titan.
and won
But
that.
no, I'm
Joke,
not,
are
like,
you are you
warlocking.
happy that you won that
I
tiny?
am
statue?
ecstatic.
I am
that you won
the
Titan
statue is
Master
so
Race.
small. Okay, so I was a Titan during the Guardian game.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, we're winning and stuff. And the statue is just tiny. And
I think it really was like the Destiny
effort.
came out and said "fuck hunters."
That's exactly what happened.
I think
Hey,
it
did
actually
you guys
looks
realize that hunters started losing after I posted that one meme about K-Type?
I did
Yep.
see that.
Like, I'm not saying.
You
I'm
did
just
that
saying.
to hunters, all right? You did that to us.
I play all three. I was the self-res warlock in D1.
Yep, I was too.
You're so
That's my
useful,
buddy.
Riggs.
My buddy's like, "Fucking Destiny took everything from me. They took my guns. They took my self res. Now they're gonna do it again. I'm done."
Ooh. Same.
Mhm.
So, Destiny the meme. Why don't you quickly let's talk about you for a second. How did you become Destiny the meme?
Kate died.
Yep.
I am not going to say anything else. It was a fateful night. June 11th, 2018. It was 10 p.m. Okay, it was 10 p.m. I was like, I'm gonna check YouTube one more time before I go to sleep. I'm a morning person. I go to sleep at 10. I know. I'm like awake with the birds. Anyways, I was like, okay, let's check YouTube, and here it is, Destiny Easter egg. And I was just like, oh no, this does not look good because it was Cade over there, and he looks like he's dying.
Mhm.
So anyways, I watched it, and I was like, crap.
Well, they had to kill Cade because literally killing no one else would have worked. If
Oh,
that meant they were
exactly.
gonna kill a
No,
character, right?
As a writer, I definitely agree with this. But
And
still,
I don't think anybody would have bought for. And here's the thing, because they narratively, if you go through Forsaken, Cade doesn't actually have to die. Like realistically, it doesn't do anything towards the plot of the game. It doesn't really make us go after Aldrin. We would have gone after Aldrin anyways because he broke out of the prison of the elders.
Yep.
Yeah.
it's just not enough motivation.
So yeah, they killed Cade basically as a marketing point.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know.
It's made everyone. I remember Bife had that video, and he was like, "Oh, I'm angry. I'm so mad at Aldrin." And I'm sitting there going like, after I finished it the first time, I just didn't really care. After I was like, all right.
Actually, same. The first time I finished, I was like, maybe I shouldn't, off Aldrin. I actually,
I totally was down to off him.
yeah, I
was
didn't want that. Also, I did not like the ending. I was so expecting a Western standoff, and we just got.
Oh, no,
got-
yeah.
Oh wow. Okay,
I
that's
think-
underwhelming.
Narratively speaking, that makes sense. Like, I mean, he was a whiny little emo bitch. Like, but I mean, in the lore, he's kind of a badass. But I mean, he's
I know,
also
right?
got this like Jamie Lannister incest thing going on with his
I
sister.
love
and
that. That's my favorite.
Best 4 cards ever.
I'm like,
So much fan fiction
bro.
was written.
bro.
Hey, how about we
Bro.
chat? I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go incognito. and
We're
chat.
gonna be good friends. Yeah.
Bro. Like no, like when they come out in Destiny 1 and he's like fucking bitching at us, and then she like slinks out from behind the chair. You know, you definitely got that kind of Lannister vibe. Especially when they're like, he kneels next to her and they're whispering in each other. I'm like, Bungie, you okay?
It's the Woken. You know, it doesn't matter.
I love where he's like, and why would we help you do that? Like, and it's just like, why are you such a dick? Like,
Yeah.
what did I
Good
do
question.
to you? Like, you know,
I mean,
like,
we take that though from like in every game that we play, you know, we're kind of this big badass chosen one, and we're walking into their world,
yeah.
telling them to help us. They have to help us. Like what do they get out of it? You know?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. So
they
like,
got- they
their
got
attitude
nothing
makes
out of
sense.
it. They got attacked by Oryx and got
They-
obliterated.
They got exposure. They're paid by exposure, guys.
Yeah.
It's marketing. We're giving
Hey,
you
Woken,
marketing.
let me tell me where the Black Garden is, and I'll pay you an exposure.
I'll retweet you.
Yeah, right. Follow
Don't
for
worry.
follow?
I will share your art on my account, and I'm just gonna tag you, but I'm not really gonna say it.
Yeah.
I love those people. They comment and they're like, follow for follow, and I'm like, no.
I get self-promoters under my post. Be like, don't click on my profile. Okay, I won't.
Yeah. I'm just a humble little rapper, you know. Check out my feeds, but you don't have
Check
to.
out my SoundCloud, please. Subscribe for more.
Right? And I'm just like, nope.
I post memes ad-free, yet you're doing ads on my post.
That's just how it goes, though.
Oh
That's
man,
just
it
how
took me like, fuck, dude, what was it? Probably the better part of 3 years before I even did one of those closing out like follow. And the only reason I do it is just slightly stretch out the time of the video.
Yep.
Just enough.
10 minutes and 1 second.
Yeah, dude.
But you know, I like the way you do it. You know, follow, but only if you liked it. You know, or click like if you.
And then I have the credits. I only started doing that again to like hit that like, because some of them like, okay, you hit a 9-minute video, like, come on.
There's no shame. There's no shame. I
You
understand.
just gotta be honest.
It's the
Yeah.
algorithm, man. You just gotta do whatever you can to get around it.
Man, the worst ones.
Now
are,
it's 8 minutes.
don't
though.
click on my profile. You will regret it. Like things like that. I don't like those. Those are
That's creepy and weird.
Yeah, that's
I know,
super
right?
like
that's like vaguely threatening. Like, don't
Yeah.
click on my profile. You're gonna regret it. Like,
Yeah.
I wish I could see all my deleted comments so I can, like just read them.
I
love
wish
how
Or-
you
just
had
like
them still.
straight-
I know. I wish I kept them, but no, I do not keep them. If I see one, I delete it.
Or you just go on any NFL post and like the top comments are always like,
Oh, or NASA post.
Files.
Hold on.
yeah. They're
It's like-
literally the
let me
top
see.
comment for every NFL post is like
I'm gonna read the
a bunch
NASA
of fake
ones.
profiles.
Oh yeah. Read it.
Okay.
hmm
Oh, okay. The latest post is a picture that looks like a pizza, so everyone's just saying it's pizza. So, so not that one.
I'm gonna have to like pull up.
Anyone needs a bill covered during this crisis? This is under NASA.
NASA, under NASA.
This is under NASA. Let me see if I can find. You guys Oh wait, no. This one's actually a science post. mm, Man, I can't actually find any. The time that I actually need to find some, they're gone.
Of course.
Well, I
I used to have a bunch of people reacting to my hot takes.
Oh, I love those. I love the hot takes. All right, those are fun. All right.
I'm just
So-
scrolling through NASA right now.
Have either of you, Joker and Orchid, have you played any Iron Banner this week?
Yes.
You're just totally not asking me.
So,
Well, you said
We all
you
know.
don't
We all know.
Yes, I have. Do I regret it? Yes.
Nah, dude,
Well-
I have nothing I care about in Iron Banner. I'm gonna be real and be honest. I'm gonna be real honest. You know, it's just like, okay. You know. They've got the auto rifle, and then they've got the
Sidearm.
sidearm, and I'm just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I like the auto rifle, and I wanted to see if I could get other rolls on it, but I don't think there are other rolls on it. Are there?
Not any. There's none that are actually like what you would consider like, oh my god, I need to have that. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm petty, so like for me, like I don't personally find anything in Iron Banner to be interesting because it's all reskins of stuff that we got when Destiny 2 first launched. So like I don't really
Yeah.
care. Like, and it's an old armor set again. You know it.
But
What's
you
the
can't
point?
expect them to give you a new armor set every single season.
No, not every season, but recycling these armor sets over and over again. It's
Like I
just
give you something. Would you rather they give you like Titan armor?
well,
Like
I
from
would,
the planet Titan?
Well, hold on.
Garbage PvE
How-
armor? I mean, like what do you want?
Hey,
There's a lot of Iron Banner armor in Destiny 1. So.
I have a good PVE set.
Yeah.
It actually looks really good.
Yeah.
I think what I would prefer is a whole like for people at Bungie to like sit down and just rethink their design philosophy for the Iron Banner, like armor and weapons. Like
I haven't looked at the IB armor this season.
it's
I heard it's ugly.
trash. It's all
Let me
ugly.
check. Let me Google real quick.
And I'm not saying I want like I'm not saying like next season I want brand new armor. Like it has to happen. Like but what I'm saying is like I think all the armor in Destiny 2 for Iron Banner has sucked. So I just think that they need to sit down and like think about
I think I'm looking
making
at
it
this new one.
super unique. Like all I want is for it to be really unique looking. Like that's from the Iron Banner. I've never really seen a piece of armor from it where I'm just like, oh, I need to have that. Oh, that's so cool. That's Iron
Well,
Banner. Like I
that's
just
because
think
they-
Iron Banner.
They changed the armor and went towards this weird samurai look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, the Iron Banner armor from D1 was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how, and maybe this is just kind of talking about the strength of the models from Destiny 1,
Mhm.
where there was a lot of armor that was reskinned all the
Yeah.
time. Okay. But like the base model looks so cool that you could put any of these other textures over it, like Future War Cult, New Monarchy, Iron Banner, and it would all look really good.
You guys remember the swamp armor from Taken King when it first launched? The swampy
yeah.
armor that
The
you would
bog
get from
armor.
them? The bog armor. But like
Yep.
even though some people didn't like it, it was unique looking, and even though that was definitely a reskin set, like and they used that set a lot in Destiny 1, they still found creative ways to use it and make it look different and unique, even though on the whole it was a set that we've seen before. My problem with like the Destiny 2 sets is there's nothing really cool and unique about them like at all. There's nothing that really speaks about like where it's from. You know, like the Iron Banner armor in Destiny 1 looked like medieval knight armor, and you could get like feathers and fur on them, and now you look at them and look back and go, oh, good times back in the day. And not all of it looked good. Like
Mhm.
Joker said, not all of it was good looking. There's plenty of it that was like, eh. I
Yeah.
just feel like we're missing that design philosophy of like, they keep changing the armor so much, and it's like, just stick to one philosophy, like medieval, samurai, Viking. Just stick to one, and then have at it. Have fun with that.
I
I'm
think
it's-
fine with it if they would just pick one.
I think it's also the fact that we get stuck with this armor for so long. If they updated it like once every 6 months or something like that, which I don't think's unrealistic, having a vendor refresh every 6 months.
Mhm.
If they updated it this wouldn't be. You'd be like, okay, I don't like this set. 6
Right.
months later, I'll get a new one, whatever. But now it's like, oh, dude, I could be stuck with this for a year or two.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
not
I think you're right on
a
that.
person, but weapon design is also kind of wacky sometimes.
Mhm.
My favorite part is actually Black Armory. Those are oof. And
love
Those
that.
are so sexy and they're going
Mhm.
away. What?
R.I.P. my blast furnace.
Oh god.
Mm.
My hammerhead. I'm so sad.
My okay,
I love
come
my
on.
hammerhead.
I deleted all of them. That's just
Ah.
my vault's gone.
We spent so much time grinding for those.
I know.
I know. I love my blast.
My
It's
threat
so.
level. It's so good.
Yeah, I have one of those too, man. I don't know.
Oh.
Blast has been my baby. I've been using that for S clear for so long, and you're just like, haha, no.
Yeah, and I had the PvP god. It probably was the PvE one too, because it was the kill clip, feeding frenzy.
Oh, I had FF Rampage, and it's my
Yeah.
PvE hero.
Yeah.
Just,
I think what I'm just saying is, I think more so what I'm trying to say is, I just want them to stick to like one centralized philosophy on the Iron Banner. Like what do you want it to be? Do you want it to be knights? Do you want it to be Vikings? Do you want it to be samurai? Just pick one and go with that for a while.
Nope. I disagree.
No, that's fine. No, I would.
No. I mean, I
that's the whole
disagree
point of
because
this.
I like having a bunch of different armor I can mix and match and then look like a hot mess.
Okay.
no, I agree
No.
with that.
No, I mean, like, not like forever, but like I like this idea of every 6 months. You know, because then
Like
I feel
changing
like
it
they
up.
have more time to like fully commit to something, and then that's what we get for 6 months. That
We
is
just-
the set.
Not
that
have
goes
Iron
to
Banner
the-
anymore.
Right.
I
Well, that
mean,
goes to
I
the
found that
design
too.
philosophy, I think, where we have these periods where it's just so long with one thing, and then when we get something new or when it changes, it's only like, oh well, here's this new auto rifle that you got in year one that looks like all these other auto rifles that you got. Here's this sidearm that looks like all these other sidearms that you got, and it's also just a remix,
Yeah.
you know. So it's just it's boring. That's what Destiny loot has become boring and banal and benign and any of these other words you want to use to describe it. We're just bored.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I think that's it's not necessarily franchise fatigue because we want to play. We want reasons to play. And I know, reasonably speaking, that Bungie is never going to be able to create enough content to satiate us. We're always going to be ravenous. We're always going to want something new. We're always going to want a reason to grind. So like, why do I want this new hand cannon? Why is it not different than this one that I already have? What's the point, you know? So I get it, but at the same time, that's not my job to worry about.
Mhm.
Yeah, I just vibe in PvE. Like, I don't really care about loot. I'm just sad that I don't like sunsetting. That's just my personal take. I hate it. I know the thing about like M-Top and Recluse and changing up the meta game in PvE in PvP, but as a PvE main,
Mhm.
honestly, it doesn't concern me. And I'm just really sad that Blast Furnace is gone. It's the literal only thing I care about. Like, I don't care about anything else. Just give me my Blast Furnace back.
I don't know why they can't leave. I mean, the forges aren't going away as far as I know, or are they?
Aren't?
I believe they are.
Is Nessus leaving?
No,
No.
Nessus is
Okay.
staying,
That's just
but the Leviathan is leaving Nessus or whatever.
For some reason, like I really want their lore explanation as to why Leviathan is leaving.
I
Mhm.
hope it's Callus is afraid.
Callus just dips out. He's just like, no.
Yeah, he's like, no.
He's just like,
darkness is here, I'm out.
bye.
He knows.
Even though, but I mean, if you read the lore of his like fan fiction lore
Yeah.
and
That's his fanfic. He's always better in
He's like
fanfic.
waiting for this. He's like, oh,
he's like he simps for the darkness. This is what he wants,
Yeah.
and
Maybe
so
he's
he's
joining the dark.
he's thirsty for the fucking Dorito ships, and then like they arrive, and he's like, nope, bye.
Maybe he is joining them.
later.
What if the Eater is secretly a pyramid ship? I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
It's
don't
just a theory, a game
it's got a
secret.
secret pyramid ship at the center of it, like the moon,
Exactly.
like the Black Garden.
Mhm.
But the Leviathan it got fat with strength, so it just got fat around the Dorito ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a burrito.
Yeah.
It's the burrito ship of the Dorito ship.
The burrito ship.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a burrito, anyways.
It does look like a burrito with like a big old nom. Like
Man,
it's like you're trying to peek in the burrito, but it's a planet instead. With,
I'll
like
have
beef
to
and cheese.
Photoshop
Please,
that problem.
please make a burrito.
Burrito.
You're like, hold
PNG.
on, I got this.
Burrito PNG. Oh, I found a PNG of a burrito.
Nice. Yeah, and you do it over that like original concept art where it's like eating the planet.
Yeah, but
It's
it's a
just a
burrito.
burrito. Yeah, it's the
Yep.
burrito ship for the Dorito ship. I don't know. I mean,
Dude, and then you could get those Crunchwrap burritos where it's like the burritos and it's got the Doritos in it. Yes, there we go. We're inceptioning this.
Callus is
Taco Bell.
actually just a really big Crunchwrap Supreme.
Yep.
No,
just
Callus
like a
is
trap
in
supreme.
my mind. He's like the guy, Mr. House from Fallout. He's just like, an emaciated body in a jar somewhere on the Leviathan. And like his power, though, he projects his power out, and that's what we see.
If he actually is the Leviathan? What
Oh
if
no!
his
What if he's the worm that
like-
he has in a jar?
Yeah.
But he's
Wait,
just posing
I
as
don't
Yeah,
have
but
the
he's
worm in
posing
a
as it, but
jar.
it's actually
Wait,
a
no,
tiny
no,
worm
no.
in the jar.
No, it doesn't work.
I can play this
because
game
he
all
has a
day.
doctor. He
Yeah,
has a
dude, we
doctor.
got this.
There's biology involved.
What is this worm in a jar thing that I don't know about?
Callus has a pet.
He has a
it's-
pet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a worm in a jar, and it talks to him.
Which lore card is this in?
A
Right.
bunch of them.
Oh, how did I miss this part? What?
Because you're not on a lore podcast or make lore videos.
Oh man, I can't believe
We
I
know all the
missed
weird
this.
shit.
I want to know this.
Yeah, it's kind of like Savathun's father did like basically the same thing. That's where the dead worm that she's like carrying around comes from.
Mhm.
Is
I
like the
remember
worm in
that.
the jar.
Right.
Yep.
And
Oh boy. Okay,
It's
someone.
like a worm
I
in a
just did a
circle.
Google search and someone has already made a meme about it being a burrito.
nice.
Okay, what to say? Try a new grilled wrap in flavors like chicken and bacon ranch.
Oh, what?
But it's a picture of the Leviathan paired with it. So,
Oh,
oh
geez.
no, it has been taken. Has been taken.
Yeah. I definitely have to get up to speed on this whole worm in a jar thing. I definitely have to learn more about this. That's beyond me.
I just learned the weird lore, like worm in a jar.
Nice.
Worm in a jar.
It's a nightmare.
I just, talk about the Mimi lore and then like
Yeah.
the really like edgy, like interesting. It's either time travel or the helmet stayed on.
Yep.
Yeah,
There's no
pretty
in
much same
between.
here. Same here.
Yeah,
Oh,
your thick video was the first one I've ever watched of yours, and
Eek.
wow, that is my first exposure to your content, and I was just
that's the
sitting there
best way
going
to
like,
be
what am I
exposed to Joker's
watching?
content.
I mean, like I loved it, but what am I watching?
I was doing like a random Q&A, and so I was like, I was expecting it was going to be like actual serious lore questions.
And it wasn't.
No,
It definitely
that's not what
wasn't.
my community had in mind. And I was like, I saw it so many times. I'm like, you know what? Yes, there are actual serious lore questions here that I could go and cover, but this would be funnier.
It
Yeah.
was very funny.
I had a lot of fun with that one. So I know that Joker says he didn't play the Iron Banner at all this
Nope.
week.
I just played
Yes.
normal PvP.
And that's all fine and well. Orchid, would you like to talk about your experience? What you liked, what you didn't like?
Sure.
Just love
She's
the
really
turning her
bad
nose up at it.
memories.
She's like,
So I will preface with I love Iron Banner, and I like am a huge Iron Banner sweat. Like every single time Iron Banner comes up, I really enjoy it.
Mhm.
Until this season.
oof.
The season wrecked it for me, and I'm not going to touch it ever again until they fix
boy.
it. It's just changing it to instead of doing a skill based, and I know we're going to start talking about skill based and connection based matchmaking again, and it's going to make me real fucking mad. But like having them do it based on connection means like, oh, well, I should have better matches, but everyone's running like a sweaty 6-stack. No one lives in the same area. I'm playing people from like freaking China and also England, like in the same match.
yeah.
So what does it even matter? And then these 6-stacks are just like pub stomping everyone. So you're either you are the pub stomper or you are the stompy. And I think I had more mercied matches in this week than I have ever had in Destiny 2.
I agree.
In just like a single game mode. we never finished a match. It was always a mercy, either in one way or the other. And there's something like really wrong with that. So not to mention like the tweet that went out that had like Kim.com and all of his sweat lords like, oh, it's just a flawless whatever. And I'm like,
Yeah, didn't he say
How?
like
Okay.
or something?
That is not something happy to talk about.
Yeah, he
how?
won like 80,
B,
80 and
why?
nothing or something.
See, you are the reason why I don't want to play PvP anymore and why I've just been playing comp of all things and also in a different country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I only like join on my Australian friends and then play with them on their weird servers. And that's what I've been doing.
Right.
So
Like, why
I
is
posted,
that?
I posted that reaction to it, and I've just been down there looking at the comments saying, just get good, law. And I don't know how I'm supposed to get good if everyone is stopping me, you know?
There's no getting. This is my problem when people who are really, really good are like, oh, just get good. Okay, how?
How?
Because I can't finish a match. I can only kill one person. I'm not learning anything.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So
It's
I
just
definitely
being
feel you on
hyped.
that.
There's
I
like-
do
like-
agree that there is some. So one of the things is with the way that the matchmaking's working is they need to have the option, like Halo 5 does. If you go into Halo 5, if you're in the ranked playlist, which is supposed to be skill based, you literally have the option to go connection preferred, and yes, I'm in a ranked playlist, connection preferred. It will still take way longer, but that's a choice I'm opting into, or just throw me into the general population in my skill ranking.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And I think why hasn't Bungie done this? This makes sense. This is let people choose what their matchmaking criteria is, and then just let them fucking matchmake.
I mean, yeah, they have the capability of to do
Obviously.
both, as they have proven.
Mhm.
And
Man,
it wouldn't even like separate the communities, because that's the argument that I see people say. And then they say, well, have a playlist where you can go in solo and not get pubs. Like, well, you're talking about not separating the community while separating the community. What?
Right.
Right.
No, what you can do is have these matchmaking parameters, right? And if the playlist is under population, like you're saying it is, have it to where after a certain amount of time it starts opening the criteria like it was doing already. And you know what? So people who just want skill-based matchmaking, well, you know what? If it takes longer to find their game, they start getting more connection-based matches, you know? Or the people
Right.
who just want connection-based, you know, it starts opening up the skill bracket if they need more players. Just have these two overlapping systems. And this isn't hard. It sounds like I'm proposing something extremely complicated, and yet no, because we've already done this. We've been doing this for a decade in other games.
Yep.
and also separate PvE and PvP sandboxes.
That's
so
never gonna
sunsetting
happen.
doesn't really. Yeah.
They'll never do that. They'll
Come
ne-
on,
They
just be
would.
like Fortnite or something. I don't even like Fortnite.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they would, but they never will.
I mean, they've
I
been
just-
at least doing a better job of nerfing things separately, but it's never going to be broken away.
Yeah, we're never gonna be able to see like PVE, like in Division, where like you can swap your menu to show you PVE and PvP stats. Like we're never gonna get that.
Man, I'm just salty about Blast Furnace. That's it. That's the only reason I don't like sunsetting. Otherwise, I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
I just don't like the idea of working for my weapons for
And then
years
being
and then having
useless.
getting
Yeah.
the same ones with a different logo on top of it saying like, here's a new gun that works for next year. Like, no, I already have it.
yeah.
Fuck you. I already have the same gnawing hunger. I don't need to get it again.
I know.
I already have
Yeah.
it.
But I also get confused by that because like if you go to your recaster, you'll see like the auto rifle from Season of Dawn, but it doesn't have the Season of Arrival's like logo. So like
No,
why
it's
would
straight
I
up
even?
Season of Dawn. You're
Yeah.
just gonna
It
It's
goes to
so
1310. It doesn't even
So-
go to 1360.
Yeah, so it's like why would I even open that engram if that's just worthless to me? Like I don't understand.
Yep.
And people are like, "Oh yeah, you can still use your preferred weapons in low level." Well, that's a problem because I want something reliable in my raids.
I want
Yeah,
something
no.
I know how to
Getting a
use.
new freaking sidearm forced me to use that.
Yeah.
Well, like, yeah, like talking about, you know, or you do this for PvE, PvP. When you go into a PvE encounter or PvP encounter, I want to know at a high level exactly what my weapons are going to do and how they're going to perform at all times. I shouldn't
Exactly.
be switching things up, dude.
I don't
It's like-
want surprises.
who was it that had that video where he was deleting all the snipers? And
Cammy Cakes.
Yeah, Cammy Cakes. And people didn't understand. It's like, well, just use it here, here, here. No,
It's
when
not
you're
gonna
doing high-end like Trials of Osiris, when you're doing carries and stuff, you want to know how that sniper feels at all times. You want that ingrained into muscle memory. You don't
Yeah.
want to be switching back and forth because, oh, well, yeah, okay, I might occasionally use. No, you're not. That's the other thing.
no.
We did this before. We played Destiny 1. We had sunsetting in Destiny 1,
Yep.
you know,
Mhm.
going from year 1 to year 2. And so we've already done this. We know how it's going to play out.
Yep.
Why are we lying to ourselves? It's people forget, I guess. I don't, sorry.
No,
No,
you're
it's-
fine. You're fine.
People do forget, and I feel like I don't know if because they made the game free to play, so there's a lot more players and they don't know because
Yeah.
they didn't play D1, and so they're unaware of the actual like harsh realities of
I
this.
didn't really play D1 either, but just a personal thought. I was like, I don't think it's gonna work. At least not for me.
No.
Yeah, I
don't
know a
either.
lot of people who are just like, okay, I'm done. I'm not regrinding my armor out. Like
Yeah.
the weapons, they're like, I use an exotic. I can find another fusion rifle or sniper or shotgun, whatever. But he's like, I don't want to regrind the stats on my armor because they're perfect.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's my problem with my armor because also masterwork material is kind of hard to get. The only
Exactly.
thing I actually
Yeah.
masterwork
Oh
is
yeah,
my
dude,
sun
it's
ra-
egregious.
it's my sunbrazers because it's
Yeah.
exotic and it's immune.
Mm-hmm.
Well, remember that they said that they're not going to sunset exotics,
Yeah,
But
but
then they
the
said,
rest of the
like,
armor.
but they
Well-
also no. But remember, they said we haven't talked about it yet.
yeah, the exotics are
come
kind of like
on.
in this like weird. It could
Mhm.
happen.
Yeah.
Do you?
And I
Okay,
really
You
don't
know what?
like
I have
that.
a plan. I have a plan, but it's like a long shot. Like,
Okay,
oh,
tell me
okay.
your plan.
My plan is to eventually get high enough at Bungie and basically work for them and makes the decision of revoking the entire idea.
I like it.
It's going to
That's
take
like-
like
support
That's
this.
a long
Do
game.
it.
yeah, I'm playing the long game here. So like
Get it. I like
I feel
it.
like it would take about 10
Yeah.
years or
By
something.
the time Destiny 3 comes around to sunsetting,
Yeah,
you're gonna be
yeah,
in there at the ground level, being
It's
like,
gonna
it's
be
like,
like
no,
Destiny
dude.
5. It's gonna be
I thought what I'd
Destiny
do is
5
make a
and Sunset
YouTube
is gonna be done.
channel and
I like it.
like point this stuff out, and then Bungie devs would see it and then block me on Twitter. I've been blocked by so many devs I've never even spoken with. It's not even funny. Like I'll look at this, like somebody will retweet a dev, and it'll be like, "There's nothing there. Like you can't see it, like because you've been blocked." And I'm like, "I've never even talked to this person.
Yeah.
Who are they?"
Ain't that the truth?
Oh boy.
I mean, you know, that's
Like
the
Mark
thing.
Noseworthy.
Oh,
Mark Noseworthy
wait,
has
you
to
got
be blocked.
by
That's
Mark
amazing.
Noseworthy?
Yes,
For
that's
what?
almost like, yeah, I don't know.
Wait, who blocked
Mark
you?
Noseworthy is one of the top guys working on Bungie, like the sandbox
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's surprising because he seems like he's such a chill dude.
I don't know.
I don't know why he would be triggered by your But the thing is,
Because
like,
he couldn't
again,
take criticism, and
Yeah.
Joker gives it out very
I-
plainly.
Yeah.
I'm not nice. No, I'm not
It's
mean
that
either, though.
You're nice. It's not that you're not nice. You are very.
Carlin.
You just put it. You say it straight.
yeah.
man, I don't
And-
like dissing them, but the only thing I want to diss is sunsetting. I'm so sorry. Like,
Well, the thing is, like, you know, dissing, it's, well, like what Joker does, like creative criticism, it's like, it's okay to
as
create.
long as it's not DTG
like,
kind of, like F everyone, I'm good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no. I actually go out of my way. And this is one thing that people don't quite understand. It's like Luke Smith's like, if you're gonna blame anyone at Bungie, blame me. And if you've ever watched any of my content, I'm like, it's the management. This is management's fault. I'm not talking about, I don't care. Like I said in Curses of Osiris, I was like, I don't care if Jane at Desk 231 wrote the entire story of Curse of Osiris. That was read by her, by whoever was managing her. That was okayed by Luke Smith, and that was sent to print. It's not Jane's fault that made it through.
Mhm.
I don't care. She's a grunt. She's just coming in for a paycheck, doing a job. And that's what happens at a lot of these places, by the way. People are coming in just to get a paycheck. They, it's a job. Yes. Are there people passionate about making video games? Yes.
Yeah.
Are there people that work 80 hours a week and go, I don't care, I'm just here for a job, Yes,
Yeah.
as well.
Mhm.
So I don't blame them. And, when Luke Smith's like, hey, if you got a problem with the game, that's my fault because ultimately, it rests on my shoulders that you guys weren't happy. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you know what? If I'm gotta,
That's honest.
because you gotta, when you're doing criticism, you have to frame it in the way of this person was in charge of this. Because if you're not, it's not helpful, right? It's just like, I'm gonna throw wind at Bungie and hope they do something. No, Luke Smith was responsible for this, not all of Bungie nebulously. No. Yeah.
See, I really don't like some Twitter people just going under the community managers post and screaming at the community managers.
Oh yeah, they're just
Like, they don't even.
yeah, they're not devs.
That's not their fault. I mean,
No.
they're the bulwark between Bungie and the community, and they get the
Yeah.
most abuse from us, and
I
it's
know,
really
and
irresponsible.
I'm so angry that it just drove them to the point where they had to close their DMs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like Cosmo gets way too much hate. Way too
Yeah.
much hate
I don't
for
know
no
why.
reason. He's such a nice guy. It's
I haven't
super
really
frustrating.
interacted with Cosmo before, but
He's a really nice guy, and it's really frustrating because you'll go on his posts and they'll be really nice, and then there'll be some douche who's just like ripping on him, and you're like, but why would you even do that? Like, why do you take time out of your day to do something like that? It's
Yeah.
he's not even building the game.
I know,
like, you know,
Right.
like,
Exactly.
so it just doesn't make any sense to me. But people, I think hopefully this crisis is making people understand things more about. And I think that little documentary they made, is it a bit of marketing? Of course, but like I like that they did it because it shows the gamers, the player base, just how hard it is for them right now to make this
Right.
content and to keep things running smoothly on laptops. And we, and like, was it their tech department was like, we've loaned out this many laptops. We've never done this many laptops before. Like, but we're doing our best. And it showcases like to people like, it's hard enough to work from home in certain industries on your own,
Yep.
let alone with thousands of, or I'm sure Bungie was like 800 something employees, something like that. So like 800 something employees. That's got to be so hard. You're not
it's
there
already
at the
hard,
office.
like
Yeah.
me doing
Well,
You
I-
don't have Luke
projects
Smith with
straight
you to help you
Mhm.
tell you, oh, this is off. Maybe fix this a little bit. You don't have that now.
you know?
So, and they already said, like, they've said multiple times with the engine, just to move something from here to there takes like 48 hours or something. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. So I can't imagine the stress levels for them right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be
and now
awful.
you have like the whole thing of like turning in code and then checking code against other code, and then you got people waiting for the new code to be put in so that they can also inject other things into the build. So
Sending things back and forth.
yeah,
Mhm.
sending it all back and forth. Oh yeah, and you got to hope that like nothing interferes with it on the network side while it's going in as well, because you're not there. You can't upload the code via like whatever your closed network. You're doing it over the internet.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
a college project with 3 people, and that was not okay. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's got to be really
Yeah.
hard. So like even let me preface, when I hit on the Iron Banner armor, like it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's just like a personal preference. But like I'm not going to like hate on Bungie for it, I'm not going to be like,
Yeah, yeah.
"Oh, shame on you." It's not my cup of tea. I'm kind of tired of being stuck with the same armor over and over again. But
Mhm.
that's not going to like make me hate the game. I'm not going to rip on the devs for it, Like it is what it
Yeah,
is.
there's a
It's not
difference
my cup of tea,
between
but it's
being
fine.
sympathetic about something and
Yeah.
going, okay, here's my sympathy for the people creating this, but here's my grievance. These two are not, they don't. I'm trying to figure out the word. Just
Coalesce.
because you have one doesn't mean you can't have the other.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't like when people are on either side of the extreme where nothing Bungie ever does is wrong. That's wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But also everything they do is wrong. And it's like, that's
Yeah.
also not true. It's
Yeah.
like,
Exactly.
it's
the
just
art,
not
the
my kind of
music,
armor, but it's
the
fine.
general
Mhm.
design
That's
of the
what it is.
game, the runny, jumpy,
Yeah.
climby. Oh God, it's all amazing.
Yeah.
Now, we can like say, hey, I don't like this DLC or I don't like that DLC.
Yeah.
But like to say that Bungie doesn't do anything right,
Yeah.
Do they
that's just,
do
Yeah.
they knock more out of the park than they get wrong is the question. And
Right.
I think we're still here because they do.
Right.
I mean,
But, yeah.
like, I will hate all I want on the freaking sunsetting. I still want to work for them.
oh yeah.
But I'm still going to play. Like, I'm just gonna have to, we're gonna have to evolve like Bungie has evolved with the Crisis. We're gonna have to evolve as consumers of the game. But also, you just ask yourself now, is this exactly worth my time? Do I want to just get a good enough roll on this gun? Or do I want to get the God roll on this gun? And that's a question you ask yourself. And either answer is right. There is
That's why I'm using like Fellwinders and Ace of Spades until they both get retired.
Yeah. I mean, oh my God.
Hopefully Ace doesn't get
Monte
retired.
Carlo and Micro Avalanche. That's it.
Oh yeah.
If they
Shotties and fusions are easy enough. I can roll with literally any roll.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
My question is like, why do they have so many blue guns and armor when everyone
Oh my
just
God.
starts them
I
immediately?
know.
Like,
Great
why are you putting so much effort into these blue guns and armor when they're all trash? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't even look at
besides like maybe one or two of the blue guns are actually okay, but you're gonna run blue stuff in Crucible because you're memeing, not because you're being serious.
Yup.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna like meme around, I'm gonna use blue guns because it's hilarious. If I actually want to sweat, I'm gonna like pull my revoker out and like something
Right.
else, like
Right.
whatever else,
idea
or
is
pull out my Fellwinters. Like I'm not gonna.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
No, the
I
idea
want-
is, of course, Destiny's an RPG, MMO, wannabe, and these are just things that you do in MMO RPG. You have blue loot, you have green loot,
Yeah, but we haven't had green loot since we played the actual
I know.
like
Yeah.
since the first two
Launch
missions,
version
and then
of
we
the
never
game.
got green loot after that.
Yeah.
So why don't you just get rid of the blue
Delete that
loot?
from the game.
Just
How
like
about-
you
how
have
about
to
those
delete all this
delete
shit.
them from
Just
the files in the. Let me keep my blast furnace. I'm sorry, I keep talking about blast furnace.
No,
No,
It's
I-
fine.
I
you
totally
have
agree
it's your
with that.
baby, yo. I get it. Not Forgotten's mine,
Yeah.
and
Might not
worked my
forgotten.
I don't have
ass off
it.
for that, and no, like even after it got nerfed, I was still using it because it's like, okay, yeah, it's a 150 hand cannon, but at least it's consistent.
I use
Um,
Luna in PvE.
Yeah, I used to use it in PvE as well because the damage boost, right?
Damage was
Now
so
there was
good.
no like point after that after it got nerfed. There's other things that do like Thorn, you get bonus damage. Luna, you get, not Luna, Lumina.
Yeah.
Luna.
Can give the bonus damage to your buddies. Even Malfeasance, does bonus
Oh, I
damage.
love
Well, what
no,
I love
Malfeasance
It's
is
Malfeasance.
about is, and it brings me back to Hawkmoon again, but my point is, what I'm confused about the change for Hawkmoon is that we have all these other guns that have like a damage boost, but they're drawing the line on Hawkmoon. Like that's where they draw the line. They're like, we cannot have luck in the chamber.
Well, if you look, they're actually removing a lot of the damage boosting perks from the way that
Mhm.
weapon, like the new weapons didn't have a lot of damage boosts.
Yeah, they're
And
not gonna
then
have,
like they nerfed
Rampage, Kill
And they
Call.
nerfed a lot of them and the reloads and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They
So do you
nerfed
think they're gonna
Feeding
start
Frenzy.
removing Rampage and Kill
Yeah,
Clip
why
and stuff
did they
like that?
nerf Feeding Frenzy?
My baby blast furnace.
Feeding Frenzy didn't just get nerfed. Feeding Frenzy got straight up kicked in the dirt. That
It wasn't-
perk
It
sucked.
wasn't nerfed, it was murdered.
I put out Blast Ray inspired, and I was like, okay, let's try this. And I was like, okay, this feels wrong. It's
Yeah.
just
Mhm. I thought it was broken. I thought something was wrong with like when the
I
update
just-
happened. I thought like, oh, Feeding Frenzy got messed up in the code or something, and then we found out that Feeding Frenzy got nerfed, and I was like, oh, this perk sucks now. Like I worked so hard to get the Garden of Salvation shotgun with Feeding Frenzy and 1-2 punch, and then I finally get it, and it got nerfed, and I was like, ah.
And both those got nerfed. 1-2 punch got nerfed
Yep.
as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's one of those things like they have to. It's the power creep, right? But
Yeah.
then we look at the new subclasses, and I'm like, I don't know what they do, but I'm looking at them, and I'm like,
critical.
they obviously looks better than what we have, at least in the videos. And I mean, maybe that's just marketing, maybe that's just clever shooting. They want to sell it to us, so it has to
That
look better
wall
at
looks
least.
I wanna
But
build walls
it
of
goes
ice.
back to, yeah, right. It goes back to this whole like, well, they give us all these toys, but then they're like, oh, power creep. But is Destiny really got enough stuff in it to like justify the idea of power creep even?
I mean,
Okay. Controversial idea. Why do we need a power level if the power level doesn't really mean anything? Do we really need it? Are we going to end up with like a 5,000 Light Guardian?
You've been
what's
you've been
Good question.
reading my tweets.
I have not been reading your tweets, but that is.
It's the same thing. Like, why do we have this? Like, why do we have to do this 50 light level grind every single season if they're like power creep? Like, whose
Right.
fault is that, Bungie?
Not to
Because we're not
mention-
the ones adding on all of these extra things.
I
It's
did
like-
a
I think
Yeah,
it's
video
that's a great
about it
point.
a while ago. It's like leveling's not content.
Yeah,
They
I
do.
did that one.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
that.
And it's just this whole thing. It's like we go into it, we get these artificial levels. Okay. Well, what's the point of these artificial levels in the DLC, especially like Season of Arrivals? Let's look at Season of Arrivals. You have
Okay.
the one story mission that you play every week,
And that only have 3 repeats.
and then
so
you have one dungeon,
Mhm.
and then
Oh,
like
the
what
dungeon.
else? You have you have the
me
public
too.
event, right?
Yeah,
But
it.
to get to start the public event, I think you had to be at like what 10:30 or something.
you had to be up there,
10:30.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 10:30. So you had to like grind up to that, only to find out that there's nothing else.
Yeah, and you
And
know,
What
there's
you
no
have
power
to do to
creep,
grind
there's
up to
nothing
that, you had to go play old content.
Okay, see, I have to say that as a D2 meme account that's just fully D2, my favorite game is actually Titanfall 2.
Oh, heck yeah.
Um,
Good choice.
I'm a-
Good choice.
I'm a story person. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
writer. I want to be a screenwriter, and
Mhm.
all I want is some good story missions. I just
I
want some good
know.
playable,
I
like P1.
miss-
Like I can just go back to story missions.
Mhm.
I
That's all I
missed
want.
the year one DLC. I mean, don't get me wrong; they had their issues, right? But the
Compared to
idea of
Pirates?
telling the story on the front end, then having a raid, having some PvP maps, having some
Mhm.
strikes, that's a great foundation. Now,
Oh,
they
yeah.
chose to tell weird stories. Like, why are we like killing a worm god in a story mission, right?
Yeah, no,
Tell
that was
stories about the fallen Civil War. Tell stories about us like vanquishing the Red Legion. Tell stories about the Vexring wasn't terrible. It was just it betrayed a lot of the characters. They just handled the characters poorly. But the idea of like having
Having
Sagira
stories.
possess Argos, going into the Infinite Forest to help Osiris, that all works. Just don't make Vance a simp. Don't make us look kind of Don't make Osiris granddad.
don't make all the ghosts say everything
Oh.
for us.
Plus, I always had an
It was
issue with
totally
Guardian
upset.
not talking. I always
too.
had an issue
Me
with
too.
The
I
Guardian
hate how
never
the
talks,
Guardian always
always
just look at the ghost and the ghost speaks and the Guardian
Yeah.
just looks at him and be like nodding.
it's just it's not fun writing for me. It's just like boring because like even Master Chief talks more than
Oh
the
my God,
Guardian
yes.
talks. But every time Master Chief talks, it's powerful because he's like
It's
he's
good.
saying something.
writing.
It's always has bearing to the plot when he does talk. But it's
That's
like
why
for
the
us,
end of Halo 2 is so like polarizing because it's
Yeah.
like I'm gonna finish this, and you're like, yeah, boy.
and then it
Credits.
ends, and you're like ah. like like when Shadowkeep happened and we talked very briefly. That was a
Oh,
big win for me because I was like, oh thank God. But they never have enough cinematic story missions to allow you to flesh out your character, to allow your character to actually build a personality.
Yeah.
And that's always bothering to me because it's just like a blank slate, and that's not engaging for me because it just
Destiny would be a better game if it was Mass Effect with strikes, raids, and PvP.
And
I've
I think
been
Forsaken-
Orchid's been playing Mass Effect too.
I've been streaming Mass Effect. That's
Yeah.
like what my
Oh, heck
channel's
yeah.
been doing because I
Yeah.
just can't do Destiny right now. Because
There
it's
you go.
usually it used to be a lot of PvP and I just like can't do it. I don't want to do it. And like I can't count the number of times I've done like Pit of Heresy and Prophecy at this point, and I just like I don't want to be like
Done.
a dungeon person. So we've been doing a playthrough from like Mass Effect 1 through Mass Effect 3, and
Mhm.
a lot of the story is all very much like the characters are really well written and the story is really engaging and you really care about everybody.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, dude.
definitely.
I mean-
And then I go back to Destiny and I'm like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, you see like all the character like for Miranda, right? And you get
Yeah.
the backstory about how she's like genetically enhanced. Her father was
She's
basically
perfect,
this
yeah.
douchebag. Like imagine if like say Hawthorne had that much character, not that exact character development, obviously, but like that much character development. She wouldn't just be the annoying chick who like goes, "You just never quit, do ya?"
Yeah.
Woke up a traveler.
And
Yeah.
now I do.
I'm like, can I just push you off the ledge? Like
Yeah.
maybe you'll be like brought back, and then that would be interesting.
I would
like
like it to be like her bird is actually saying it and she's just a puppet.
I
but
have to say that I like
When
Lewis
Lewis was
better.
on crack, and he just like would sit there going do 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 do.
I like Lewis better than Hawthorne.
I do too, yeah.
Every
You know, That's
her
a good
bird
point.
has more personality.
Like if we could get missions like I love those loyalty missions in Mass Effect 2 where it fleshed out the character so much, and then there was like a good way to do it and a shit way to do it, you know, like
Yeah.
and that was very powerful to me, and it like really built your connection with the character. Even if you hate that character, it builds your
Mhm.
connection to the character. And so like
They
with
tried.
Hawthorne, you could do that with her.
Yeah, this
Goes
is gonna
back to the
sound
EDC and
heretical, but Anthem did it right.
I did not look at Anthem.
Okay, so I gotta
Okay.
justify that apparently.
Oh,
Yeah,
in Anthem-
you're gonna have to
in Anthem,
help
when you
me
play
on this
through the
one.
story, when you play through the story, you actually
Yep.
have character choices.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the character choices do kind of have somewhat an effect on the game.
Not
But,
really,
yeah,
but okay.
Well, let me finish.
See,
okay,
they
well, I'll let you finish
tried.
it.
Okay. So obviously Anthem was poorly thought out, didn't have a lot going on towards the back end.
Mhm.
But when you're like, Anthem's problem was it came out half-baked, unfinished, but it had a lot of those BioWare tropes in there. The only problem is we'd already done this with Destiny. We've already like stuck around through a game launching terribly. And now you're like, oh, all you are is another looter shooter that's Destiny-like, but with flying. I'm just going to go back and play Destiny. But there were some cool like story ideas that just weren't fully baked. And I think if you brought those into Destiny, where you had the character choices, where you like, you know, had all this world that was in the game, not necessarily Grimoire and stuff like. I love the Grimoire. I love lore, but I think they gave you their world a lot better up front than Destiny does.
Mhm.
Especially if you're a new player. If you're a new player, have you seen the new player experience in New Light?
No.
It's
I
awesome.
kind of did.
You like literally log in and then there's just bounties that you do. Like
Yeah,
that's it.
You had
It's
to
just
visit,
it's
like,
literally
every-
you get rezzed, you create your character, or you create your character, you get rezzed, you go to the tower, and it's just bounties. There's no
Yeah.
like, why am I here? What am I doing?
You don't
It's
even do the Red
literally
War anymore.
The meme.
Yeah, like,
I
I
don't
don't
know who
know
I
why.
am. I don't know where I'm from. All I know is I must kill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah. There's no Red War. There's none of that anymore. They just throw you in, you do a couple blue bounties, and then you're in the world. That's it. So it sucks. The New Light experience is terrible. And it doesn't make you care. It doesn't make you care about the world like at all.
Yeah, you're
So-
really. I have to imagine any New Light player is literally only there because somebody is dragging them along to play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that other person doesn't want to go back and do the old content.
I assume what they're doing with the next year with Beyond Light that they're gonna, because they're re-adding the Cosmodrome, which is where we spent so much time in D1, especially as new characters, that they're going to re-add all of that story back in, and they're just not telling us.
Well, I know we're gonna get Saber. We're gonna get the strikes back. So
Well, if you're gonna
Right.
get the strikes back, then
Yeah.
and you're getting the area back, I don't see why they're not gonna just
We've
give
awoken the
you-
hive.
I don't know why they're not going to give you like the story back,
Mhm.
at
Right.
least the couple introductory story missions, so you can, start caring.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't know that they didn't even put you into the Red War; that they just dropped
They
you
skip
into
it
like
all.
bounty territory. That
Yeah.
sucks.
Because you go to Amanda and you can have the option of replaying it, but they do not force you to do it, which is like, it's a little frustrating because it's like
and
it's
it's buried because you have to know you can go and do it because
Yeah,
it doesn't
they
tell
don't
you. That's
make it
not one of the
clear.
things that
I
tell you.
only found out that because I had to grab like the Twitch thing. I was
Right.
like, oh yeah, look at that. And
yeah. They don't tell you. They make no indication that that's how you do it. So like I'm sure there's so many New Light players that have never played the Red War.
It's
yeah,
kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
How are they supposed to know that we took out Gaul and woke up the Traveler? They're just
Yeah.
hearing, who's this Gaul guy?
I think they kind of tried with the entire Drifter or Vanguard thing, but that went nowhere. Like
I really liked
there is-
that though.
there is
Yeah,
no
I love
after.
how they said your decision would mean something later, and it's like it's been almost
But I didn't
Oh,
a
choose
long
any.
time.
I
It's
didn't
been a
choose
really
any.
long time. How long
When's
has it
this
been?
gonna
Like
matter?
2 years? Spent 2
I mean,
weeks.
he still calls me a snitch once in a while. So I mean, I
I'm
guess
wondering-
it mattered.
What if you didn't choose? Like I didn't choose. What if you just straight up didn't
I have
choose?
to imagine it'll be one of those things where it's like, yeah, this totally mattered from the quest. It doesn't matter. Here, choose again.
I wonder if they're just gonna
That's
put
what
up.
it's going to be, because that's what they have to do.
Yeah.
Because if they want to make it open for everybody, then they have to do it that way.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll lock you into your choice, but then again, people will get mad if it's like, say, the Drifter wants you to go eat 5 babies because no. And it's like, whoa, hold on, that got
We'll
really
have to put
weird,
him in his talking
really
caption.
fast, Mr. Drifter.
Okay, Fallen.
I'm gonna go
Okay, I
sign
hear
for the
you.
Vanguard now. So of course, whatever you choose is going to have a choice.
Right.
If they do it again, they have to.
Mhm. When in terms of leveling, I know a lot of people have said power leveling. Why don't we just make it so that you level up the slot instead of your actual power level? And then
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What do you guys think about that? What is your opinions on that idea?
Well, at least if you leveled up the slot, green, blue, and purple items would actually mean something.
Mhm.
If that's what I'm thinking you're talking about. Like,
Right,
you gotta
you
level
would-
up the slot to use the new gear.
Yeah, and then like let's say that the slot, your kinetic slot is 1045. So then you put any gun in that slot and it's automatically at 1045, you know, until you level up the
1045
slot again.
I think
So-
that just goes into the padding out of the leveling system. There's not enough content to justify the leveling system at any one point in time, except
Nope.
for massive expansions.
Right.
People
Yeah,
keep
I mean,
saying
people are
that
trying to find a way to get
leveling
around
is
a fusion, I
content,
think, is why.
But I was like, well, I think they just ran out of actual content and it's just, putting leveling as an artificial grind to
Yeah.
actually make us play, but it doesn't really matter. And I honestly don't care about my Guardian. I have I have better fanfic for them than actual Destiny stuff.
I mean, the whole battle pass that they added this year, and then this season they're like, oh well, you can't actually level up your trash can until you get to level 45 of your battle pass or your season pass. I'm like, all right, but why?
Yeah.
Like, you're just making me like grind bounties to get to this artificial.
Yeah, it doesn't actually do much.
Yeah.
I don't think it's content. Again, I am a story person. You give me a
No,
good story, I can literally go with anything.
Right.
No, that's
Yeah, I
weird.
think that's a very fair point.
Level because you
know.
don't want me.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We have time traveling Orchid.
Oh no.
Traveling Orchid, no.
Orchid's been lost to the corridors of time. Darkness
Fate's
consumes her.
Perhaps it is Sabison.
Well, I think with the slot leveling, it would be a way for people to try to work around infusion, I believe is the idea, and instead of infusion, you would just level up each slot, and then whatever you pop into the slots it automatically is that. I mean, it's an interesting idea, but I just think it would make things a little more a little bit.
I think I definitely misunderstood slot upgrade, because what I was thinking is you have an artifact, and that artifact has like a light bonus, and that bonus is going to be like the thing that lets you go into high level like IB or trials, and that artifact is the only thing that's going to matter.
Mm-hmm.
But in PvE and stuff like that, there's just not going to be a level at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm
think
thinking. I
we
don't
should
know.
just go back to
Fix
exactly what
it.
Destiny is.
Yay.
It's Halo.
Yay.
Destiny is Halo with extra steps, a change my mind.
Hooray!
She's back. Orchid is back.
Hi.
Yay! She wasn't lost
Um,
to the corridors of time.
I thought it was for a second. I was like, I still have internet. Why did it stop working?
So
Like
did
darkness
anybody
consumed her.
did anybody
didn't-
watch the new Asdacross video?
Which one?
Which
This
one?
needs to happen. Why Destiny 2 isn't quite an MMO just yet. He
I
brings
don't.
up
I don't think it's MMO. It doesn't feel
No,
like
it's so his point in the video is
Halo
that
with extra steps.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he brings up an idea and that you see in a lot of MMOs of social spaces having different factions and different
Oh yeah,
all that kind of stuff is
farms,
Farm.
people,
yeah,
Rally.
farm. And he
Mhm.
said like the farm having different tents with different activities, like raid matchmaking and strike matchmaking, factions and stuff. All this kind of stuff that you would see in a normal MMO. And this is like brought up ideas of like, Phantasy Star Universe and like all these other old MMOs. And like, yeah, he brought up Final Fantasy 14 as like his basis. And
That's-
he said
that's-
the farm.
PvE game trying to incorporate trying to incorporate PvP game pretending to be MMO. I'm sorry, but
Mhm.
I
actually kind of I think it's the other way around. I think it's a PvP game trying to be PvE while like also trying to be an MMO.
I feel like they have enough content to be a full PvE.
Because it need Borderlands level PvP definitely saves the game, and I'm not trying to like shit on anybody who just likes playing PvE, right? Like I get that, I understand it.
Yeah.
That's what my dad does. My dad only plays PvE content, and I play PvP. But you can tell like the core mechanics of the game, the runny, jumpy, climby, shooty, works better in PvP, and then they have to like go and like do weird things like boss stomp mechanics in PvE because you're just too fast or you're too strong. They have to instant kill you. They have to like time out to kill you. You have all these different things that the game literally has to go, fuck you, you lose
Mhm.
to do anything. Where you don't have this in like Final Fantasy or you don't have it in Phantasy Star Online. That's my take. Again, like I said, Halo with
we do agree it's not MMO.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely missing that MMO feel. Like, there's just not enough features and not enough fleshed out in the game to me that makes it feel like a real MMO. So, like, when they said in that video, they were like, yeah, we're fully embracing MMO and all that. I just rolled my eyes a little because I was just like, are you though? 'Cause you're definitely not.
No.
Like
1 year later.
Yeah, right.
Like,
So
make it a PvE, I'll stay. Make it a PvP, I'll probably just find a new game. I'm sorry, I still make Destiny memes, but I just can't PvP.
I'm not saying they need to make it one or the other. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Orchid, what do you think about that?
I mean, I can see it both ways. I can see it being a PvE game with PvP elements, but I keep seeing myself coming back to PvP. I don't know if it's because I like to punish myself or because it really is what it feels like sometimes, especially this season. But I can see it being a PvP game with PvE elements, but I think either side is not fleshed out enough to be the thing that carries the game. And it's
exactly.
It's fairly balanced in terms of both sides suck and need more. And together does not make if you're saying they're two sides of the same apple, the whole apple is still not there.
Yeah, still,
like you're missing like a third of it. Like you have the PvP and you have the PvE. It's like
it's not ripe.
No, but you need like either more raids or you need more story and the ability to go back and like actually get loot and get, experience and have pinnacles from doing the story missions.
Yeah, I just want to vibe with stories. I just want to explore more of LaGuardian and the Ghost. Come on, there's so many good things that can happen with the Guardian Ghost interaction, and they're like, no, Guardian's not going to talk. We're just going to let the Ghost do the job, and you're not going to care about either of them.
He's a shitty flashlight.
He's
just a Roomba. Like he's the Ghost.
Okay,
is the
so
worst.
I got some like load. I trust the source of this information implicitly because I know they were there and I know they talked to Marty.
Okay.
The Ghost was always supposed to be like that Dinklebot deadpan, like the wizard. It came from the moon, and when he was told that like they turned like Crow into the Prince of the Awoken, it's like no, what? Like Marty was surprised to hear all that, and then he's like, yeah, they recast Peter Dinklage for the Ghost, and now he's like this cheery, upbeat kind of not quite Cortana, but not like deadpan character. He's like Twinklebot,
Yeah.
And then Marty's like, that kind of misses the entire point of the character.
Yeah, I actually really liked Dinklebot. I know
I like
some
Dinklebot.
people did. I liked him.
I never heard him. I was not OG. I did not hear him.
I liked how deadpan he was. It made sense to me, just given the context of the character and like the whole idea of, rezzing us. And to me, it just felt right. So, and I always loved like the idea of like, you're going through like a strike and him talking about like, I don't know, Omnigul, and just being like, I would love the idea of him being like, yes, she was a hive wizard. Like just giving me the information that I need, but not being like, oh, Guardian, be careful.
Well, because
Oh.
they could do something with it. Like if
Yeah.
Dinklebot turned to like, if he turned to be a bad guy,
Right.
that would be like, it would make like this current iteration doesn't make sense. Like it does not
Right.
make sense that this ghost would allow you to channel darkness powers. He's way
I-
too cheery. He's way too like into the Traveler shit.
He is very happy little.
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
a happy
yeah.
little soul.
What are your
I'm
thoughts, Orchid?
on. Here you go. I'm on hashtag Evil Traveler team.
Me
I
too.
don't trust a traveler. I think
don't.
it's a piece of shit. I'm like, you're gonna make a bunch of robots that then go res dead things, like completely who does that? Completely upending like the way the universe is supposed to work. And then
Yeah.
you just give them guns and
Yeah.
then have them fight. And like, what if you res someone who doesn't know how to use guns or fight? Like
Or
res
to
my
go
lazy ass. I'm like, yeah, I can make memes and like
Do you
sit
know
around.
what this sounds
I mean, they've
like?
rezzed like evil, like straight up psychotically evil
Oh yeah,
people too.
there's
Oh, yeah.
there's
A lot
some
of ghost
warlords were
stories,
just like
yeah.
garbage
Yeah.
people. Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that film Oblivion with Tom Cruise.
Oh,
And like
Yeah.
how they find out that the Tet is evil. Spoiler alert for people who haven't seen that movie from like freaking 6 years ago.
That's
Go
a
watch
really
it.
good soundtrack.
Turns out the Tet is
Mhm.
evil, and Tom Cruise was an astronaut, and the Tet took him and used him and cloned him into an army and used that to conquer the Earth. And to me, your point echoes that, because it's like this omnipresent thing came in and gave us powers and whatnot, and fixed everything. So everybody just thought, oh, it's awesome. It's really good.
Right.
Nobody thought, like,
Solid.
if you remember, there's a cloak in Destiny 1, the Binary Star Cult, I believe, and they were shunned by the city because they believed that the Traveler was nefarious. I
But
believe
then
that's
there
what it
was
was about.
also the Trinary Star cult
Trinary
because
Star Cult.
Bungie forgot the name of the cult. And then there is a further card later on in Constellations making fun of the fact that Bungie had no idea what the name of the cult was. And it was a very nice throwaway line for people who are like, but I thought you were the Merit cult. So it was the lore community who argued over that for
No,
while.
Instead
God.
of Constellations.
I have.
it's in Constellations. It's in the actual line is in God, it's like the 5th or 6th card for Constellations.
Dreaming,
but
severing, waking, longing, singing, building, growing, searching, suffering.
it's in one of those.
Okay.
I think it's earlier, but yeah, there is a throwaway line
Yeah, you
when
just-
the
Google Star Cult. My bad.
oh yeah. Just look on Ishtar Collective.
Yeah.
I'll find it. But I agree with you, and it echoes that movie, and I think that's part of the reason why I like that movie so much. But
I should
yeah,
probably-
I'm on that train with you that I think the Traveler's definitely bad. I think that it's just using us for its own gain. I mean, look at what it does.
Bad. I think
I don't
our
think it's
conception of morality doesn't work.
I think
Using us for its own gain.
I think we're getting really into like the Gardener and the Winnower territory.
Right.
Yeah.
And if because there is like different roles, like the Gardener is the one that just kind of creates chaos and it just grows things for the sake of growing things, regardless of what it is. And the Winnower kind of separates the wheat from the chaff, saying like, well, we want to save the strongest plants, or we want to create order out of the chaos. So if the darkness really are
I
like,
absolutely love
the Winnower, but I don't know.
Sorry, I mean,
It's-
I absolutely love the one card where it talks about the cancer cell destroying. Oh my god, that is such a good one.
Yeah.
I'm going to quote my own work in progress book here.
Oh, yeah, please do.
There's no good or evil. Everyone's just fighting on their own right side of this war. I think darkness has to go, the Traveler has to go, and they're just using tools to do this, and we're that tool.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know our backstory. We never had a choice for morality. I don't think it's letting us choose a good or a evil. Like we think that we are fighting on the right side.
Mhm.
Maybe we're not. Maybe we're
You
not
can make
fighting
the
on-
argument that the Guardian's not even truly self-conscious because
I
they're
don't
just
think
doing
they
what the Traveler wants us to do.
Well,
Mhm.
Osiris argues that actually. he
Cyrus-
goes, he says something along the lines of, how do we know that our personalities are our own and not just these things concocted by the traveler to serve its own ends?
Right.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Something
The
along the
Traveler
lines.
is just like its own thing, to be honest. And the
Right.
only thing is some punks to do it, and they're like, oh yeah, let's arrest some dead people who don't know who they are, who don't know how they died. And
Well,
we just
yeah.
give them something to.
Well, that's why we don't know who we are, I think. So we're more
willing
Or
to
focus
fight.
willing.
More
Instead of-
grateful. We're more grateful for being brought into this world and given life and, given a second chance, even though we don't know where we're from.
Well, there's also talk of the ghosts themselves they're unfinished and they're kind of pieces and fragments. Like some are really weak and some are really strong, some are assholes and some are good. And then there's pulled pork and there's no excuse for pulled pork. And because
Yeah.
fuck that guy.
He knows that you're stupid.
I'm okay with the resurrection of old. I got a
I'm okay
video
with the
that you
resurrection
like.
of Aldrin. I'm not okay with the existence of pulled pork.
Okay, that's fair.
It's just the ghost itself I hate.
Why don't
Okay,
you
that's
like pulled pork?
I don't like pulled pork because he's an idiot.
No,
There's no
pulled
excuse
pork
for that.
is like
I think it's-
a happy meal shy of a happy meal. No, I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
I love the lore of like really dick like ghosts. Like I love
Drifter's-
reading lore and the
Drifter's
ghosts are, like, just
Drifter's
assholes.
ghost is like
Drifter's Chad ghost.
yeah.
Just go, Chad.
I love
Yeah.
ghosts. I
This
think
ghost
it's
is an
cool.
unmitigated douchebag. I'm
Yep.
just gonna keep bringing you back, like starving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I could
And also
probably
fight
stop
with
it,
someone
but I'm
else's
not.
head.
Yeah.
Drifter's ghost.
I love that. I like a ghost with. I just don't feel like our ghost really has personality. Like I know
Our-
that he's super chippy and all that, and I really hate that because like I don't know.
Our
Like
ghost has the
it's-
personality of cotton candy.
it's like what Destiny the meme. It's like what you said. It's you make up a backstory kind of for your character, but like with
Good,
my
mine's
character,
better.
like I always think of like my character not being super nice and just being like very by the book and like like I'm just here to do this. Like I don't care how you feel about it. I'm just doing it. But I always feel like the ghost would be just like that. My ghost would be like basically the polar opposite of how our ghost is. So like every
Right.
time Ghost is super like, oh, be careful, Guardian. Who? You guys were already here in the Infinite Forest before me? Like what? And I'm just sitting there going like, shut up. Like I'm just looking at my ghost like,
Yeah.
be quiet. No
Yeah,
one's talking to
Segura's
you.
ghost.
Like-
Yeah.
Segura
I
sounds
have-
like what my ghost would be, dude.
Segura's
like
awesome.
a
I have
total
straight-
bamf.
I have stray guardians, stray ghosts. One of them is really lawful, and the ghost is just like our ghost. The other one is super wild, and the ghost is just a salt. It's just a salt
Mhm.
ball. It's so salty.
I know
And
Bungie
the
probably doesn't have the capabilities for that, but that would be awesome.
The third one is just really quiet and doesn't want
I'm
to do
not
much.
saying, I'm just saying Halo 5 multiplayer has several different announcer options that you can download. You can get Exuberant Witness, you can get Buck, you can have the normal one. I think there's a Grunt. Why not Ghost Packs? I'd buy that.
I would
Yeah, me too.
totally buy a Ghost Pack.
I want a Samuel L.
100%.
Jackson ghost.
Like I'd be like, Bungie, take my money. Go ahead. I would so buy. I would take any voice other than, and I don't want that to be like a hate on,
Nolan North, yeah.
Nolan North, but
Characters are not
but
their actors,
I
so
just
we're
hate
not
the
hating on
personality of
Mhm.
Ghost. I love Nolan North, but I just can't stand the personality of Ghost. He just really annoys the shit out of me because it's
No.
like every other Ghost I like more than him just because of their personality is just so much more engaging to me.
Yeah.
I
I
like
think-
how Nathan Fillion was Nathan Drake
Mhm.
being Cade, and now Nolan North was being Nathan Fillion being Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
was very confusing for me, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was fun for me, and I don't know.
I
I
thought he
just
was a
I
good
feel like it's
Cade.
great
A lot of
idea.
people don't
He
think
did
so.
fine.
I thought
Like,
He did
did
fine.
fine.
I didn't
I
like
didn't
the.
really hear reference. I'm not very perceptive.
I feel like Nathan Fillion got a little screwed out because he didn't even know that it had
Yeah,
happened.
yeah, definitely.
Really?
I was
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
no,
was
it's-
he was being interviewed for that show that he was on where he was the cop, and
Oh, yeah.
that's when he found out. He was like in the middle of the interview. It's like, oh yeah, so how do you feel about being replaced as Cade, who they subsequently killed? And he's like, wait, what?
Yeah, he did not know.
I had
See,
no
that's really
idea
frustrating
about that
'cause
at all.
I know they said that like it was time constraints, and he was doing that
'Cause
show,
he was
and
on
I
the
don't know.
rookie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I know that people have.
I
said
think it was money. I think they didn't want to
yeah,
pay
probably
Fillion money.
people just
I
don't.
think
They
he's
don't want
really
to pay them.
expensive.
Yes.
And it's like I understand that, but at the same time, it's like you really couldn't find the time and the money to bring him in one last time to let him go out his way. Like that's really confusing to me because when we started playing that, like it was me and my brother, and we were playing that mission, and I easily could just tell immediately, well, that's not Cade. That is not Cade. I was like, who is that? That is not Cade. And then I found out it was Nolan North, and I was like, why would you?
Well, eventually, all of Destiny will be voiced by Nolan North. I think that's their 10-year plan.
No, see, I knew it was Nolan North because he was doing his Nathan Drake voice.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Uncharted fan.
Uncharted.
Come on.
I love Uncharted.
I don't know. I just got really bothered by that because it's like this is supposed to be his character's swan song, and you couldn't even get him to voice his character. Like it just sounds
how much they cared.
Weird.
You know what? That could have been an Activision decision. And that could have been the last straw for Bungie because they pulled out after that season.
Yeah, I mean,
I pulled out because we don't know. We'll never know. Yeah. But like Activision was like, yeah, this didn't meet any of our goals for it.
Yeah,
and I have to imagine, like, did Activision pull out, or did Bungie pull out, or did Activision pull out? That's
well, we've seen. Me and Joker briefly talked about it on Twitter. We've seen the current. Controversy going on with that he builds
Tencent or whatever.
No. Remember, I sent you the tweet of he builds Destiny, like was it pins and stuff like that? Boompus.
Oh yeah.
That controversy and how we don't know if that's, and we don't know if that's Bungie or if it's Activision being petty or like people have.
Well, no, Activision doesn't own anything of Destiny anymore.
Yeah, so I'm saying,
but
like,
it could be a lot of times what happens is these companies will outsource either their social media, which is what it happens with the Cyberpunk. Their social media is outsourced, or they'll also outsource their legal team to handle things like copyright infringement and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if somebody was like selling Bungie stuff and they were like yada yada yada, and it was like trying to pass it off, that would be an infringement on their trademark.
Yeah.
And this is where we get really weird because I do art, and trademark law in the US is you have to defend it or you lose it.
Yeah.
But when you do it, you have to defend it in all cases or you lose it. So now we're in a place where they've obviously opened the door by, going after these two, because there's another one that had their Etsy store taken down as well. Mm-hmm. So when are they going to go after Bife for making shirts with warlocks on them?
Yeah.
Or fucking what is it? The Dream Team, Mr. Fruit, because he had the really cool one with the Titans and stuff on it. I'm like, I don't want this to happen, right? Obviously.
Yeah, of course not, yeah.
But now we open up the point where it's like you can't pick and choose. You shouldn't have done this to begin with. But now the door's open, and Bungie could actually lose their intellectual property rights on Destiny. It could become free domain.
Yeah.
And then that goes to like, well, where does it end as well?
Exactly.
Right. It was really sad to see Boompus getting just wrecked by that. And he said to me, I'm not going to speak for Boompus, of course. All he did say to me was that, Bungie has been very engaging with him. Like they're not just dodging his calls. Like they're talking with him, and I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know if they're going to resolve it. I hope they do. Yeah. And I'm not naming Bungie or shaming Bungie or anything about it. But I think it's good to get the awareness out there about the situation, and that it's a very interesting situation. And, when I saw what Joker said about it, it's like, well, that's very interesting. I didn't know all of that, So it's like scary in the sense that you can't even what are you going to do if you go on Etsy and somebody's selling like a 3D printed Outbreak and they can't call it Outbreak. They're going to have to, change things about it. And then at that point, it's no longer Outbreak. And then I'm not interested in it. And it just sucks because it's like people are doing this to
and there's
honor the game.
Of that,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I work I work for the OTW, which is the Organization for Transformative Works. I'm one of the volunteers. I'm one of the chair volunteers. And one of the big things of our organization is copyright law. And I know exactly what you're talking about. We have a fleet of lawyers that goes and speaks protecting copyright law for the creators, for people like you and me who, you know, do art or do like the community used to call it vidding, but now just like do YouTube vids or something. And being able to have that use of music and have that use of images, and how much of it do you need to change to make it your own thing?
Right.
Versus
Right.
like, are you just copying it straight from them? So can I use gameplay in YouTube video, and is it considered copyright?
That's where we're getting into the weird.
Yeah.
They take the thing down from the Etsy because they're making money off of it, and that's the weird fan art kind of thing. But I mean, okay, I make a YouTube video. I have my little Titan, you know, doing a jig. That's using their assets in a transformed way, but still using their assets to make money.
Yeah.
I honestly think that if anyone who sees us who is a creator, like you, Joker, anybody, Boofus, anybody actually contacts the OTW, like they do have lawyers for this specifically. And it's pro bono, and at least they can get actual answers out of people.
Right.
And it's a very, very long process, but I think it's something that is worth our community reaching out to other communities and seeing how they've dealt with this, because it's not just Bungie doing this, it's a lot of communities that are doing it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you know,
Everyone's
you know,
kind of suffering.
I got kind of worried when I named the podcast, because I was like, oh, it's got Destiny in the title. Is that gonna?
There's Destiny Down Under. There's the Destiny podcast.
Yeah. But you know, I think it's fair for people to be nervous about, especially right now.
There's
what if I do this? What if I do that?
Hold on, I'm gonna get a bottle of water.
No,
There's a guy, Arch Warhammer. Now, I don't like his politics or anything. I should state that up front. But he does hella Warhammer videos. They are some of the best breakdown. He's like breaking down these like huge books. Okay.
Yeah.
And recently Games Workshop decided to go after him because they just don't like him on copyright infringement or trademark infringement because he had Warhammer in his name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
And like Warhammer's a Warhammer. Come on, you don't own the name Warhammer. But I mean, this is the same company that tried to copyright Pauldrons as
it's like the company Fandom, who's, you know, God, what is the name of their freaking company? Because it's not. They're like, Wikia or something. Like they tried to copy.
Oh no, she's gone.
Oh no. No, not Orchid. No.
Guys, I gotta go in like about 10, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's no problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really nice being here chatting.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely, no problem. No problem at all. You know,
Tell us about your memes for the last 10 minutes you're here.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, of course.
See, I always lived in fear of just being completely wrecked because I'm basically using their upside down logo.
Oh, yeah. That's not.
So
I didn't even think of that.
I'm non-profit, so I kind of fall under the parody law. I feel like I should be fine, but like
right. But if you started monetizing what you do, though,
I don't think I'll start doing that. I'm not on YouTube. Insta doesn't do monetization, so.
Yeah, and you said you don't stream either, so.
Yeah.
Well, you know, what do you got going on for you coming up soon? Destiny, the meme. College. Yeah. No, it's all good. You know,
stuff like that.
No, Destiny the meme is really gonna like start an actual YouTube channel, and it's just gonna be Destiny meme reviews, but it's gonna be their own memes, and so they're like building. It's like Inception. It's like a meme within a meme.
Yep. It's just me looking at my own memes, be like,
yeah,
I think this is good. After
10 out of
10
10.
days, the other one didn't last.
I think that could work. I really do. I think that could work.
If I have time.
What are you studying?
I'm actually a film student.
Oh,
That's what's up.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right.
That's why I always want to go to screenwriting.
That's
Well, that's a good fit for
amazing.
you. That'll be good for you.
Perhaps I will write like actually good replayable Destiny story, which is actually what I want to do.
Well, hey, you write it, you send it over to them. Maybe they approve
Yeah.
it. You never know.
there you go.
You never know. Like you never know.
Then
Luke
I'll know
Smith is a
who to
troll.
either thank
Okay.
or go after.
The thing
Yeah.
is,
We're definitely coming after you.
definitely make it
Joker
work out.
video about this new story. I mean, never say
Darn
never.
it, memes! You did it again.
Luke Smith started out as a journalist
Yeah.
and somehow worked his way all the way up. So
Oh, great. I'm going to try to copy Luke Smith.
hey, I'm a journalist, and I'm,
What's
hey, maybe I'm
funnier is if you read his Halo 2 thing, it's like nowhere near as harsh, or the stuff that I talk about is nowhere near as harsh as like what
Really?
he put in there, and it's just like, okay.
Oh man.
probably trying to distance himself from that,
Yeah.
from those harsh reviews and whatnot.
Well, he was a
Destiny,
jerk.
where can we find you on the internet?
Yes, tell us your Twitter and your Instagram, Destiny.
It's just was underscore because someone took the underscore version on Insta, so I had to put underscore there.
yeah.
Oh.
And I just became the thing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be using underscores now.
It's Destiny _ the meme on Twitter and Instagram. You can find her profiles there. Very good and very funny.
Yeah, and your community write-up was good too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Oh, that one was fun.
It was great. It was great.
No, it's all good. I really appreciate you coming on this. I know it's not normally your thing. So, it's very nice for you to be open-minded and jump on this. It's good to get different voices included in this. And I want to keep doing that, keep including more people on this cast and, make it more of a frequent thing with people. And, I want people to feel like they can listen to this and it's not just the Bifes and the the MTashs and all that, because like as much as I love those guys, it's you never really see them talking to like the regular old players and whatnot, and I think we're missing that in the community a bit.
It's always good, funning casual players.
Yeah, and I want to do more of that along with the Jokers and the Orchids and stuff. I think it's a good mix,
Yeah, I think we do have a good mix right here because I'm super
middle
PvP.
casual.
I'm super PvP. I'm like a good scrub. Okay.
Yeah.
Got PvE, and then in between. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm also like a lore master, so me and Orchid can like talk about lore.
Yeah,
We could talk about that
more.
lore.
I thought I knew about lore, and then I met you two, and now I feel like I don't know shit.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you the secret. You just learn like a couple of things that are really interesting, and you're like, "Yeah, did you know that Callus has a pet worm in a jar that he carries around with him?" And you'll be like, "Whoa, my mind is fucking blown!" And it's really because you just remember that one specific thing. And I don't know shit about lore. I am on a lore podcast every week, making it up as I go along.
That's all right. Here's a funny lore one. Everything Rasputin says in his lore cards basically comes from the Marathon games.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
Now time to look at Marathon. I heard it's made from Max.
I played Marathon when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I have the T-shirt.
You have a T-shirt. I too have a 25th anniversary T-shirt.
It's an awesome T-shirt.
It
was on Mac, wasn't it? Yeah, it was made from Mac. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Bungie
the
started
Doom of
off
Mac, basically.
Yeah, because I believe Halo 1 was originally supposed to be on Mac, and it went through a lot of iterations. But yeah,
it was an RTS, and then it was a third-person shooter, and then it almost shipped without multiplayer.
Oh my god!
Imagine that.
How horrifying that would have been. Oh no! Halo CE's multiplayer was so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but
That's neat. Thank you.
yeah, thank you so much
Thanks for being on.
Really appreciate it.
And thanks for having me.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
When Dimitri said you were coming, I totally fangirled a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Glad I like the.
What? I like the pants memes. They're really funny. Okay.
They're scary, and I love them.
No, they're
I would
funny.
try to get more things.
I just want just shaders when, like beards when.
Oh boy.
There's so many
I
things I want.
A
I
black and
want
white shader
a
that
bunch
turns
of
you baby
just
blue.
make me a bunch of ghosts that have beards.
Oh,
Okay. Sure. I'll tag you.
Oh God! You know
Nice.
the meme where it's the dude. He's like the Chad, the Alpha Chad, and he's got the chin, right?
The
Yeah.
Yes Me or the game.
Yeah.
yeah.
Have the ghost, and then so you get the ghost, and it's got its like kind of plus sign pauldron, and just have the bottom thing come out like a chin, like the bottom.
With the
That's
visor.
so
the
disturbing, but
visor
it's so
that
funny.
goes. Yeah.
Okay.
God damn it.
How about this? Give me like 30 minutes.
Oh Jesus.
I have to walk my dog first. That's why I have to go.
We're gonna die.
We're gonna.
I will tag off you.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
All
Thank
right.
you so much. It was so much fun talking to you.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys around, and
Bye.
I will try to arrange that.
Sounds good.
Don't feel
Bye.
obligated to do anything because I can.
Yeah, don't feel
I am-
obligated. That's just
I
funny.
mean.
Uh,
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much. Yeah.
I just Alpha Chat.
I can't
With a
even.
visor. With the visor from that new ghost that's coming.
Oh no, it's I love the new ghost, like the one that has the tennis visor.
I love that. I want that ghost so much.
I want that, but with Guy Fieri like hair.
Yeah,
and
there was
Oh,
a meme
sunglasses.
of
yeah.
that. There was the meme of it with hair.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yep.
There's a meme with hair.
Mhm. My friend
so-
Sam made one with hair and then put
Yeah?
it on the internet.
That's the one I
retweeted
saw.
it.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one. I love that one.
I think our ghosts need more armor. Damn it. Clearly.
That's the thing. Back to that trademark conversation, Orchid. I don't think
Uh-huh.
you really. I think you were making a point, and then you didn't get to finish it.
I think the only point is that there are other games and communities that are going through the same thing
Yeah.
that our community is going through, and it's kind of Bungie has been very lenient with our community in terms of content creation,
Mhm.
where there are other communities that have really had to skirt the line for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think looking to those communities to see how do they get around the copyright laws, like how are they still able to create and sell things and maybe not even make a living, but there are a lot of people like Mal Nightingale is does art on Etsy, like Bellamere by Mal, and I have like 4 of her pictures. I really like them a lot. She's a
Yeah.
very good artist, but I have one that's just like it's just Thorn.
Yeah.
So
Like what's
you can't.
fucking what's his name? Gamma Trap gonna do?
Gamma Trap. Yeah.
Yeah, I love.
That's
Gamma
like his
Trap.
main thing. And
Well, he does. Yeah, he does all the art for Maddie's lore videos,
Yep.
and then Mylan Games, not
yeah,
Maddie.
and he
Sorry.
does a lot of other art too. That's
Yeah,
not
and he does his
still.
own art, but he is currently selling it on
Yeah, it's
display.
like displays.
Yeah.
Yep.
and it's
Yeah.
very
Those are
good.
really fantastic too.
Yeah.
I don't know the quality of displays. I
has-
really want his art in my house, but I
That
don't know
Fellwinter one.
about
I
display.
really want that Fellwinter one as a display.
Oh no, he has one that's like 3-4 pieces, and it's like 4 different displays, and it all comes together to make this huge image, and it's of the
Ooh.
9.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to ask him about
You know,
it.
I'm genuinely worried about guys like him because their art's so good, and I would hate to see it get shunned down, like
Well, I
shut
think
down because of
His
that.
primary one is because the way that they have it worded is you're donating to the Patreon that pays for the creation of these videos, okay?
Yeah.
So that Matt can commission them. So
Yeah.
I think on that side they're going to be safe, but on the
Legally.
displays and stuff like that, you might get to a place where he's like he orders a bunch of stock, and then if you donate to me, this goes all the way back to wording. This is why
Mhm.
this is why lawyers get paid so much, not
Yeah.
for actual court cases, to
Nope.
figure out how to bullshit word shit.
Mhm.
Wordsmith. If you donate to me on this, you have a chance or could get this thing that I've created.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's And then, like you said, with Bife, the shirts with the warlocks and stuff, like, I would hate to see Bungie clap down on guys like Bife and all that,
Right.
it's really
Yeah.
sad to see. But I mean, this was bound to happen eventually.
Because I was gonna do a Butt Joker shirt that has my Titan doing that.
I would
Yeah.
love to have that. That would be so cool. But it's like, it's just, obviously this was definitely bound to happen. At some point, this was going to happen. I feel.
Yeah. It usually does, and I'm wondering, Bungie's been very quiet on the entire subject, and even in other Discords and conversations I've had with other content creators, everyone's just kind of waiting for Bungie to make the announcement or to explain what's been happening. So I think the only thing we can do right now is talk to other communities outside of Destiny and say, how did you deal with this? What did you do? How are you still making a living? Or talk to the OTW and have somebody in the Destiny community say, hey, this is what we're going through. Like,
Yeah.
how do we navigate this? Because like you can email them. Like Betsy Rosenblatt is the head of legal.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And I only know that because I email her all the time.
It's all good. No, we're definitely going to get a plug-in for that at the end of this. We're
Yeah.
definitely going to
But-
get a plug-in for the OTW because it's very, very good information for people to have,
Yeah, I do
Um,
think it comes down to. I think what it'll end up coming down to is very clever wordsmithing
Mhm.
to basically save your own ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's definitely super unfortunate. I know I was talking to Boompus about it and, trying to get as much out of him as I could, because it's very interesting. And I genuinely worry because it's like his art's very good. And so like, he was very thankful that, I reached out to him, but, he's definitely not, he's definitely not happy about it. So,
I mean,
he's-
I don't know. I said on Twitter that I would buy stuff through DMs from people.
yeah. Yeah. If it
Like,
has
do we have
come
to go to
that.
some weird like gray market to
Yeah.
sell our art?
Yeah. I mean, it's
Just be like, slide into my DMs for all of my art pieces.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
don't like that, but
He says he's definitely, like he told me he's talking to Bungie and he's hoping he can figure something out with them. I don't know what it would entail. If you could work out like a deal with them or something, I'm not sure, but
Right.
it's really weird and unfortunate because like, I'm talking to this guy on Twitter about, I remember I was watching a stream with Glad and he was talking about his life-size Anarchy that somebody built him. So I was like, Glad, who's the guy who built it for you? And I hit him up on Twitter, some high schooler. And, he's going to build me a No Time to Explain, but I always get genuinely worried because I'm like, if Bungie finds out about that and it becomes like a marketplace,
Yeah.
Bungie will clap down on that real hard. And it's
Mhm.
just kind of sad because it's like,
Well, I think
I understand, but people are doing it because they love your game.
right.
But I
Well,
still
I think
understand.
the pins thing definitely
Yeah.
comes back to that is competition,
Oh,
unfortunately, for something
Yeah.
that they're basically creating. So that, but then somebody's fan art also got taken down. you
Right.
know?
there is a rumor. This is a rumor. I cannot confirm this, but there is a rumor that someone, another Etsy artist, is going around doing copyright strike things on other artists to pull them down.
Oh, boy.
Ooh.
And I like to believe that that's not true for our community, but people are assholes sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
would be
that
really
actually doesn't
unfortunate.
surprise me.
I mean, have you guys ever heard of Vanguard Armory pins?
I have like 14 of them in my mailbox right now that I have not gotten yet. I got
Yeah,
the
and
notification that they arrived.
It's like Joker said with wordsmithing. I think Vanguard does a good job of wordsmithing certain things so that it doesn't exactly sound like it is what it is.
Oh,
with the
everything
names of
is
some of the-
not called
Yeah,
Destiny stuff at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's really smart, and it's
Mhm.
definitely going to have to come down to that because,
Yeah.
if I bring it up,
Like
And,
they have an Izanagi's bird pen that's really cool, and it's called like Japanese sword gun.
yeah, and that's essentially what it
And
is.
I'm like, hey,
They're
that
not
is what
wrong.
it is.
They have Hawkmoon. I mean, it looks a lot like Hawkmoon, but it just looks a lot like.
Yeah.
it's like
it's
it looks
the
like that gun called.
total, but legally distinct, not Godzilla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's called Lunar Raptor. It looks very
Everything-
like a gun that we would know as Hawkmoon, but it's it's called Lunar Raptor.
I think he calls the pyramid ships Dorito ships. Like I think
Calls
he
them
like
pyramid
literally does he call them pyramid ships?
I think I'd reach out to him with an email maybe about he should probably change that to something.
Probably.
I think he should change that. I'll hit him up on a DM about that. He calls
Ship.
Recluse Widow. He calls Lemonarch the Butterfly. I mean,
Mhm.
that's really smart. And, I definitely don't want anything to happen to his account because I love his stuff. It's really cool.
I bought
I
a
don't-
bunch of
I
his
bought any-
pens.
I just
Like
love his stuff.
I bought a bunch of them because I really like the pin. I wear a lab coat at work because I'm a chemist, and so I change my pins all the time because that's like the only thing I can really control in my life at work right now. So
And you
like
pay money and you get one. Do you get one pin or do you get?
I can put as many pins on my lab coat as I want.
No. When you buy them,
Oh.
you get one pin or how many do you get?
I bought like 14 different ones.
Okay, I think like with the swords, the crystal swords, you get all three, and then the pyramid ship, you get like the pyramid ship. You can get
You
silver.
can get a little, you can buy, there are a bunch of options. So like I know for the pyramid ship, you can get a small one, or you can get a big one, or you can get like a big one with two small ones.
Yeah, you can get the veteran seal
Because they're
pack,
escorts.
which is really cool. It's really expensive, but like this is really, really cool. Like it's got House of Wolves symbol on it and stuff like. And House of Wolves is underrated in my opinion. Underrated. A lot of fun to me.
But I liked his pins because he did seals that were seals for other things
Yeah,
that we've done in the game, but we don't
Yeah.
have
Never
seals
got a
for.
seal.
And
Like House of Wolves, we never got a seal for that, but
I love
saw
my
that.
seals. Well, we wouldn't have because it was D1, but
yeah.
I have like a stack of seal pins just like in their cases still because I don't really know what to do with them yet because they're really special to me and I don't really
Right.
want to. I don't know how to display them properly because the case doesn't display them very well.
Mhm.
Like you
Mhm.
can't pop the bottom up and then close it just a little bit. It's either up or it's like completely down. There's no like.
Oh yeah, that's the
I
same
can't
with the
loosen-
Bungie
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. So, but I like Vanguard Armory pins seals because it's for seals for other things that I think there should be seals for that we don't have.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, I agree. And so that's a good example of a marketplace that's doing it the right way to
Mhm.
save themselves, and I like it because that's really high quality stuff. They work really hard on it, and it brings honor and exposure to the game.
Yeah, this
like,
isn't like one of those Chinese bootleg things. You
No,
know?
Yeah.
this is
It's-
someone who obviously loves Destiny and
Mhm.
loves making art for it or making products, and the community loves to buy them.
yeah,
Now I do understand the Bungie, but here's the thing. Unless you're at like maybe a con or a store or something, which these things wouldn't be at.
yeah,
There's no, with the copyright law, there has to be a reasonable concern that this would be mixed up with like say something Bungie put out.
Right.
You're not, that Bungie's not going to be putting out things on Etsy.
yeah.
Now obviously they want to no compete with things like pins and stuff. They want you to go to them,
Right.
but it's a mess.
At the same time, though, they do have a way that if you want to make a product that uses their IP, you can work with them and then they get a share of it. But you need to, I think, like really make sure that you're a bigger store. Like, I don't know why Etsy
Yeah.
sellers who only sell like I know Mal only sells like a couple of prints,
Yeah.
like her actual art that she makes. So I don't know. If I don't know how she could work with them.
Right. And here's kind of the thing. It's when you're doing something like fan art. Okay, so I got the Cyberpunk book, right? So now if I'm like drawing Cyberpunk just stuff because Cyberpunk is awesome,
Yeah.
it's an aesthetic. Do I have to worry about like CD Projekt Red wouldn't, but do I have to worry about them coming after me over fan art? Like, come
Right.
on.
Right.
Yeah, that's like really worrisome to me because, like you said, they have to defend their trademark, and that sucks because it's like
Yep.
now I'm sure Bungie doesn't really want to crack down on some of these people like at all, but they have
Right.
to, and it's just a really unfortunate situation. I don't know what the right thing to do about it is. I really don't, and it sucks. I wish I could not criticize it, but I wish I could talk about it and then be like, but maybe they could do this. But it's like, I genuinely have no idea what they could do about it to make it better, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we can only hope for the best about it. But you know, that's just the way it goes.
The way the cookie crumbles.
Right. I know that we're a little nervous about exotics possibly getting sunset, but if there is one exotic that could get sunset and that would make you lose your shit, which one would it be?
Good way or bad way? Like, get it out of the
good way and bad way.
So 2 different ones.
Yeah, which one, if it got sunset, you'd be happy about, and which one, if it got sunset, would you be super pissed about?
Right now, Suros, get it out of the fucking game.
Yeah, in your video,
Telesto.
you mentioned that.
Get rid of Telesto. It not only breaks everything, but it's a nuisance, and I hate it, and there's no point.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah, get rid of Telesto.
All right, so what if something got nerfed, or something got sunset, and you would lose your mind? You'd be super pissed. What would it be?
Thorn.
Yeah, that's your baby. That's your baby. You always use that gun in your videos. I see it every time, at least once. Outbreak for me. I'd be really sad if Outbreak went away.
I think I
Orchid's having a hard time on this one. There's so many.
I know the one I want to say, and you're gonna be like, why?
No one's gonna judge you. This is a non-judgment zone.
Jotun.
Oh, the toaster. It's a unique.
It's got meme potential. You know,
I love Jotun. It's such a meme gun. Like when I did my solo flawless for Pit, I was just using Jotun the entire time.
Nice. I don't think Jotun's as big of a problem now, at least as people like want to
Not
make
like it was. Yeah.
Especially as a hunter, it's really not that hard for me to dodge if I time it right.
Right.
But it's such a cool gun, and that ornament for it, that Yarn Griper one, I love that. It looks so cool.
Oh, the one with all the jewels all over it.
Yeah.
From Opulence. That's the one I rock.
I love that ornament.
And it's really pretty.
You know, they took forever to make an ornament for it, and they finally did, and I was like, oh, I have to get it.
How was it not a metallic toaster? So
yeah,
I don't know, man.
Didn't they confirm because of the charity they're gonna make one?
Yep.
They're gonna sell it. I would buy that in a heartbeat.
I swear to God, if it's just a toaster and it burns a Jotun into your toast, like I would still buy the shit.
Yeah. You know,
but I put in this plate and it looks like Jotun.
Right. Okay. I know that players are genuinely worried about, you know, as good as Beyond Light looks and all that, if they end up like sunsetting exotics. I know a lot of gamers are really nervous about that because they could have just said, we're not going to do that. But then they said like, well, we're not going to do that.
We're not taking anything off the table.
You know, and I was like, you could have just said no.
I don't think they're going to.
Yeah.
I think if they would just say a definitive, we're not going to do it, would ease a lot of people's anxiety about it.
No, but honestly, I don't think they're going to do it. And it's because the community already is up in arms about them taking away like our purple guns because we put so much time into them. And then they're going to be like, well, these never freaking drop unless we do, you know, Grandmaster Nightfalls, and they drop like candy. So why? What's the point? How is it going to further the game, and how are you going to make a lore decision or a story decision that reinforces the fact that we don't have these guns anymore?
Right.
Like, I understand why we didn't have our vaults from D1 coming to D2. A, it was a new game. Like, B, they made the whole, like, the tower exploded and you lost all your shit. I get it. And I get also kind of starting to bring stuff back, being like, yeah, well, the tower is being repaired and we're getting schematics back for these guns that you used to have, so we are making new ones. Like, I can make the lore excuse, but unless like the darkness does something to like fuck with whatever we already have in our inventory, like there's no excuse except to be like, oh, we're making more room. Like, you took away 4 planets, you removed all our stuff, and now you're taking away our exotics. Like, stop bullshitting us. You're just taking things away to take things away.
Right.
Because you're making us grind for them again.
I don't think it'll happen to weapons. I can see it happening to armor.
That would
I
be
And
can
the
really
see it
reason
happening
that
to
it'll
certain
happen-
pieces.
The reason it'll happen to armor is because they'll just come up with a new system with new mod slots, and it won't transfer over, and we'll just have to regrind everything.
right. That would be really disappointing because, like, you know, obviously, like, for example, the Celestial Nighthawk with the Hrafnagud ornament, the Raven ornament, because, like, you know, Odin is called the Raven God. Yeah, and it's awesome. And, like, if I ever was forced to, like, leave it behind, I think I'd go through a bout of depression because, like, that's my baby.
Skullfort
remember-
here, man. Yep.
Yeah, that's your baby. Yeah, and it's like, well, not in the first game. We all know what you used in the first game.
Yeah, Helm of
we
Inmost
know what
Light.
you used.
That's
But-
not here.
Yeah, they have the chest, the heart of Inmost Light, which is like, you know.
I mean,
But
I go
you know-
through phases, but
Yeah.
like I
I've
use
been,
I don't know.
yeah. I
There's
mean, like,
a bunch
you
of
know,
exotics I use regularly. I would be really
Yeah.
upset.
the Six Coyote. I've recently been loving the Six Coyote with Way of the Pathfinder. It's like a really fun way to play. If you're a hunter, try that out. It's so much fun. You know, but it's like if you leave guns like armor like that behind, or if I was forced to leave my Sunshot behind, you know, I love my Sunshot. Like that would suck. I don't even know, honestly. I don't even know how it would feel because I've sunken so much time into those exotics. I've crafted the build perfectly, you know, and it's already hard enough, as we've said, like having a fully masterworked piece of armor and trying to grind so hard to get those materials. And
Golf
then
balls
for
are
Bungie to just be
expensive,
like,
man.
bye, see you later on that. You know, I don't want to do a damn Grandmaster Nightfall all the time just so I can have a way better chance. Like, it's not even fun. It's not fun content. I'll
Oh
say
god,
that now.
champions. Can we remove champions from the fucking game, please? Thank you, bye.
You remember what Luke Smith said? Oh, Vault of Glass. You know, maybe if we put champions in it. And I was like, don't fucking do that. Do not put
Don't do
champions
it.
in Vault of Glass.
Bring it back the way it was and like fix some of the bugs in it, or don't bring it back at all. Like
Game is out.
Nice.
Where'd it go? Where'd it
I
go?
love it.
This is so weird looking. Oh my god. Oh, I don't even know how to feel about that. Oh,
I am fucking. That is amazing.
we have a Chad
Greatest
ghost.
thing.
There is a Chad ghost in there too.
what?
Oh. Yes.
I like this. How would the ghost wear the beard? Would it be over the eye or under the eye? I got
Under the
now.
eye.
Fuck,
Yes,
man.
Chad goes.
I
Oh
just-
my god. There is underneath it, there is you can vote
For which one?
for Ghost Beard, left, middle, or yes, Chad
I
Ghost.
voted middle. It's bizarre. That is bizarre looking. Oh my god. Oh Lord. Oh my god. She was serious. Oh my Lord.
That's great.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think a champion Praetorian would piss me off. I already get annoyed when I play Garden of Salvation, and I always forget that there's champions on a few parts, and I'm like, oh fuck.
And then,
Like,
I'm gonna tangent here for a second.
no,
And
that's-
then they have like these. Okay, you gotta use this specific mod on your gun to like bust their shields or something, and we want you to like synergize with your team to build these builds to go through and do it. And then it's like, do this on an auto rifle or do this on a bow. Champion shield pop on a bow. I'm like, I don't want to play that way.
yeah.
Whatever happened to play your way? Oh well, I can't because I have to fucking use a specific mod so I
I'm
can play this
sorry.
end game content.
Why do I have to use a sidearm all the time, Bungie?
I fucking
Yeah.
hate
Why do I have to use a
sidearms.
fucking bow?
Sidearms belong in PvP only, and
Right.
even then, it's a very specific
No,
time
take
that
them
you
out of
would
the
use them.
fucking game.
I
Just
liked them
remove
better
them,
when they were
honestly.
like special weapons. I liked them way better when they were like a backup weapon. Especially
Sidearms are
PvP.
literally like, okay, they do the exact same thing Last Word does, only better.
Yeah. They're, you know,
And
I,
they
I,
ruin sidearms and SMGs. I'm sorry, I'm tangenting now.
no, you're
That's
good.
okay, go
you
ahead.
found it. You found the nerve. Sidearms and SMGs literally fuck the balance of the game up because you're coming in here and you're like, okay, well now we have this thing that's like a hand cannon, but it's not, but it fires fast like Last Word, but it does a bunch of damage. And then you have like SMGs and it's like, okay, we have this thing that shoots like an auto rifle and shoots really fast and has about the same range as an auto rifle. And isn't this just the 600 auto rifles from Destiny 1? But then it makes these auto rifles invalid, and then we have to balance the sandbox against all this close range shit now. There is close range in PvP is so muddled with crap. It's not even funny. Because you have shotguns, you have SMGs, you have auto rifles, you have hand cannons, and then they nerf hand cannons to be even worse.
The hand cannon nerf hurts me.
And then you have pulse rifles, which go out into scout range, and then scouts are useless, and everybody's like, "Well, I wonder why scouts are useless." Well, it's because one, aim assist and bullet magnetism on pulse rifles makes it to where they basically fire like scout rifles already. Yep. You're not gonna. This isn't Halo where you're gonna have a spread that you can like dodge in and out of.
Yep.
It's just a laser beam. Everything in Destiny is a laser beam. It has to be a laser beam because enhanced mobility.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a fair point. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh no, it's 100% true, and I understand the same frustrations, and I feel like there's like a big retooling that needs to happen, and then just sunsetting shit isn't going to help. Like, you're not addressing the root problem. You're saying like your kid is fat, so I'm going to take away this one candy bar or this stack of candy bars, but the kid still has McDonald's.
Right. Yeah.
So you're not addressing like the root cause of the problem. You're just like taking something away and then giving him new candy later. That's just the same candy, but you put it in a different wrapper.
Yeah. I mean, just using
it's Trader Joe's candy instead of, actual store candy. Like,
right.
Yeah. We have that at home.
We're giving us Trader Joe's. We don't want that.
Yeah. Like, being forced to use a fucking bow in a raid is like rage inducing for me. I'm like, I don't want to use this. Please don't force me to use this. Like, it's the fact that, like you said with play your own way, if you go down to your artifact and it's like you can only have 12 of these, and if you want to test out something else, you have to pay 30,000 glimmer at this point for me in order to try something else. And that's so infuriating because it's like, I thought you said play your own way, but I have to pay a ridiculous amount of glimmer every damn time, and it goes up and up and up every time so that I can try countercharge or breach resonator or something, and that's so infuriating because it's like, it's such an easy fix. Like, what is stopping you from letting us just unlock all of them over time, and then I just pick and choose what I want to try so I can find the build I want to do? Why is that?
Yeah, why is that? It's not like they're going to stick around at the end of the season.
No,
exactly.
They're going away. Yeah. They're going away. So what's the point?
Yeah.
It's the same way with making a build around Warmind cells. What's the fucking point?
Yeah.
What's the point? I don't use any of the Warmind guns anymore. So all the Warmind mods that I collected over time are useless.
Yeah, same thing with Charge with Light. Like, I'm looking at the cost on a lot of them, and because I was running a Charge with Light build, I think in my last video, and I'm just like, yeah, but now I have to like take off my double flinch protection for my hand cannons. I have to like lose this, that, and I get it. You're giving things up, but when does this actually come into play? I don't use it enough for it to justify losing overall, competitive viableness.
Oh, also, like, so how are you becoming Charged with Light? Are you doing the easy one and picking up the orbs?
Are
you doing something else?
The hand cannon one. So I have two on, just so I can consistently try to have it. The one where you pick up the orb, and then the one where if you get consecutive kills with a hand cannon, you can actually get Charged with Light as well. And then, because my hand cannon's like Masterworked, I was using Not Forgotten in that video. So that's Masterworked. So that's producing Orbs of Light if I get multi-kills. So I'm getting the Charged with Light both times. So yes, I can make it work, but that's not optimal.
Yeah, it's infuriating, and it forces you to play in a really awkward way. And it's like, I should never be saying Destiny is forcing me to play like this, because that goes against everything they've been saying for like the last year.
Well, it's not force, I would say. It's like, it's so suboptimal that it's not worth the space that it takes up in the game to have the mechanic.
Right. I mean, you can say the same thing about the Vault. The Vault used to, and the Vault was never perfect, but at least the Vault in D1 had weapons, armor, everything else. And this Vault is just, blat, there it is.
Yep.
Have fun. It's not organized at all. It's total shit. I miss having like kinetic, energy, power. If we could have that and then it's in its own weapon section. And
why
have,
is
like,
there
chips
a-
goes this?
Like, I can understand wanting to have a basic section in the vault. The way the vault seems to be designed is instead of having like, oh, I have 100 pieces of armor, but I'm only ever going to like have 5 weapons.
Right.
I kind of understand that. But why don't I have like, oh, because they have you can sort by new, you can sort by highest power. Why don't I have it sort by armor? Why don't I have it sort by weapons?
Yeah.
Right.
You know, that'd be really nice because it's like I feel like every time I open my vault, I'm overwhelmed and I just get anxiety because I'm just like, oh my God, I just want the one thing I'm looking for. And now I got to
Oh,
scroll
I
through
just
all this
used dim,
shit.
dude.
Yeah.
Straight to dim.
I used him 99.9% of the time, but then I go down to the tower and I forgot that I have to go grab something. So I go to my vault and I'm just like, ah! You know?
My vault's empty. So
I just
I
cleared
deleted
out.
everything.
I cleared out so much of old shit. If it's not from Season of the Arrivals, I pretty much was like, delete, let it go, just let it go.
Yep.
Painful. It's like with you with your recluse. You're just like, it's painful, but I gotta do it. And you know, there's just like all these things in the game that they're fine, but it's like with a few tweaks, it could be so much better.
Yeah.
I think not season. The next DLC, Beyond Light, is going to be a huge wake up call, especially if it's more of the same. Like if it improves, if it does a lot. There's going to be the honeymoon phase where anything negative you say is going to be taken as like heresy.
Yeah.
I hate that. But I think there's going to be a huge wake up call, especially if it's more of the same or it goes into more of the same
Right.
that we've seen with the season pass model.
Mhm.
Because not only are we like losing everything come Beyond Light, but we're now having to build a character again from scratch, pretty
Mhm.
much,
Yeah.
on top of playing the same content again over and over and over and over.
Right. Yeah.
And it's going to get to a point where it's just like people just don't want to do it. People aren't going to tune in for it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, do you think what are the
when streaming, I've consistently had more people wanting to come watch Mass Effect. And the comment I got from a couple people was, I don't want to watch Destiny right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a lot of success with Halo.
Yeah.
Just streaming it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As much, if not more, than I would with Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, like Mylan Games is doing a full blind, never have played Halo playthrough, and he's on Halo 3 right now, and it's like one of the most fun things to watch because he's experiencing all the stuff for the first time, and so a
When
lot
he
of people
played
are
as
coming.
the Arbiter, that was so
Yes.
cute. That was
Oh,
so
it was
adorable.
adorable.
He's like,
Yeah.
yes!
He's like, there's terminals. I wasn't prepared for a full on story animated in an emotional journey. I'm like, oh, Maddie boy.
He's so cute. Yeah,
I love his videos.
I love Maddie. Yeah,
He's so nice.
Every time I've worked with him, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, I really want to just meet him and just be like, I approve of the beard, man. I approve of it a lot.
his beard is out of control. His hair is out of control.
out of- My
He
hair
and
was
Log came dressed as each other during the last pod. They just were dressed the same during their last podcast, and I was like, "What is happening here?" Like,
What is life?
Maddie's becoming Log.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know, right?
Me and
Oh,
Log,
Can you imagine?
just agree to disagree on life. We used to get into fights on Twitter. I mean, but who doesn't?
it's
I don't know. Log and I
Way
are
of life.
friends.
Yeah, I mean, and don't forget that in Beyond Light, you're gonna have to do all that grinding again in armor that you don't like, Joker.
I know. I hate the look of every fucking piece of armor in this game.
I haven't seen a good look at that armor, Beyond Light armor.
They have in the trailer when the Titan goes into a super, they're all standing there. You get a pretty good look of it, and then you get a good look when they're walking through the snow. You can see the back of it, so you kind of have an idea of what's going on. They basically have a furnace grill on their forehead with lights, and it's just.
I can't find any pictures of it. It's infuriating.
I'm not gonna say it's as bad as the Titan armor, but oh man, it's getting up there.
Let me see.
mean,
It
Titan-
kind of the hunter looks like he's wearing a backpack and knee pads, which in a
It's
tactical
very
vest.
reminiscent of the Rasputin Russian armor, the ornament, which I was not a fan of.
Ooh, with the gauntlets where the shoulder pad was so big it blocked your view.
Like no,
Losing
take
a
that,
bow.
and then add the like the hobo one, where the hobo Titan armor.
Scatterhorn?
No, not the Scatterhorn. It was an ornament that you got from the cash shop. It has literally the jacket that has the fur
Oh,
on it.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I fucking hate
Warlock.
that. Titan armor, man. They cannot get Titan armor
You
right.
did a whole video on that, didn't you? I think you did.
No,
But you've talked about it a lot.
I've talked about it a lot. Definitely, they cannot get Titan armor right to save their life.
To me, this actually has the look of Lost Planet. This is giving me Lost Planet vibes.
Well, that's what was it? The one set that came out this season that you can get from the season pass is literally Dead Space armor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see it now. I have a good picture of it. I can't tell if this is a Titan or a Warlock. It might be a Warlock, but
yeah, that's a Warlock. And what's with the visor, dude? It's he's got his rift on.
Yeah, he's got a visor on for some reason. Looks like a wannabe clone rangefinder, and he's got a backpack on. A lot of backpacks, and that new weapon that looks like a grenade launcher. I can't tell what that weapon is, to be honest. I don't even know.
Looks like the boot cannon that shoots chunks of ice.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the gameplay of it for 2 seconds, but nobody really got a good version, a good look at exactly what it does.
I'm assuming they're going to come out with more things in the next month or two, because now they have to have either I really liked the Prophecy Dungeon play along with the devs. I really like that a lot, and I hope they do that with some of the new content.
Just don't show us too much.
Don't show us too much, but I do want to
see
hear
gameplay.
more about what they have, or at least see the armor, or at least have them explain more things.
I definitely want to see more gameplay. I want to see a good look at the armor and maybe some new mods or something.
Yeah.
Don't give us too many story spoilers, but definitely don't spoil Jurassic World final trailer thing where it showed the whole plot of the movie in one trailer.
Right.
But
yeah.
Well, that's what Bungie has a bad habit of. They either tell you absolutely nothing, or they tell you everything. There's seldom a middle ground.
I see the armor now. I have a good picture of it. Fur collars for everyone, and the Titan looks like he's kind of wearing a wannabe trench coat type thing.
Yeah, I'm not happy about any of it.
Not happy about it.
I'm stunned.
It's confirmed.
I feel like
Booker
it's
hates
going
Beyond.
back to either Titan wearing street clothes with just why to Titan in the Olympic armor. Why was that
that armor was atrocious.
I purposefully made all of my armor different, each piece a different color, so it just looked like they colored each pice with crayons. It was fucking awful.
My Titan
because it
is
had
literally Destiny 1 armor right now.
My Titan, I think, has the Winterheart armor on from the Dawning, because there's no other armor I like right now.
Really? Well, the Winterheart armor, at least for the Titans and the Warlocks, most of the Dawning armor for Titans and Warlocks was pretty damn good in Destiny 2, and I think the Hunters got shafted on it. The Hunters have terrible armor for that, but I think Hunters got shafted pretty bad in Destiny 2. And a lot of our armor we got is pretty not up to my personal standards. I think Titans and Warlocks have some awesome armor. But the
only thing that I as a hunter, because I played hunter back when the game first came out. I played all 3 classes. What was with the ninja pants, man? The ninja yoga pants.
Oh God, please don't! You're triggering me already. I hate that. I don't understand why so much armor was the ninja pants in the Prophecy Dungeon. I was like, yes, the old Trials of the Nine armor, but not those boots. Not those boots. I hate those. Everything in the game was Hunter Tabi armor, and I just couldn't stand it. It's just low detail, low quality trash. I really hated it because I don't know, I like armor that has a lot going on, the detail speaks to me. So when I look at the Holdfast armor with the ornament, and it's got that plate of armor on it, or the Moonfang armor, and there's different armor sets, but I like it when it's got all these little details in it. You can see all the screws and all that inside the armor, and then you have the ninja armor, and it all looks the same, I'm a Ninja Turtle, and I just can't stand it at all.
You look like a Ninja Turtle.
I like the Ninja Turtles. I don't want my hunter to look like
And
one.
then, and to make it even worse, you got the katanas.
Ah,
Uh,
oh god, yeah. Like you
Yeah.
can bring in Hagakure or something or Quick Fang and just be like, now I am a Ninja Turtle. I'm just ready to go. Bungie, give me 2 of them. Let me dual
be right
wield,
back.
and I'm ready to go. Do it. So, I mean, I actually really dug the armor from this season pass. You know, what did you think about it? What did you think about it, Orchid?
About what?
The armor from the season pass with the
I don't
ornaments
like
and
it.
You don't like it?
Mm-mm.
You don't like it?
The only problem I have with the armor from the season pass is that it's really, I like the ornaments
Right.
more than the normal armor.
Oh, definitely.
I do
yeah.
like the armor that drops though. Actually, is like kind of super boosted and has like 65 stat rolls
Yeah.
on it,
Yeah.
which is really nice because the rest of the armor that drops for me, unless I'm doing raids, which I don't raid like at all,
Mhm.
unfortunately, is so I just have pit armor.
Right.
That's all I have because that's
Right.
just what I do. That and I have some trials pieces and some stuff from Prophecy. So I have dungeon armor and crucible armor.
Right. And you're just not a big fan of
I just don't like the
You don't like
season
the
pass
visual of it?
armor. I liked the idea of last season with like the very Russian looking armor. Like I'm half Russian, so I like the idea of it.
I think the
I think it's
Warlocks in the Russian
but-
armor, I think the Warlocks got the best looking one.
cool. I
But
think they did too. I think the
yeah.
Warlocks really lucked out because the armor for my Titan is atrocious, with like trash bins on my shoulders, and I don't understand why Titans have to have such big shoulders
yes,
because they were sleek in D1.
you're muted, Joker.
So
There you go.
our shoulders are so big because we have to carry the entire team.
Oh,
is that
gosh.
what it is?
That's
Oh,
where I knew
that
that
makes
was coming at
sense.
this point.
That makes sense.
Joker, what do you think of the season pass armor visually?
The current one right now,
Yeah,
it's Dead Space armor, dude.
yeah,
It's got that like
is that
gorget
for?
that comes out like it's just coming at you. It's got the shoulder pads that are like these just huge metal bulwarks. Like, why?
like Zavala-esque or
No, even Zavala turned his nose up at this. But the legs, though, the legs are kind of cool. They have these like huge, like those are some shoulder charge legs, man.
Yeah.
You would not want to get hit by that.
I think my favorite part of each set is the helmet. I really like the
Oh,
helmet.
I don't care about the helmet.
I like the helmet. I
I'm
like
not gonna change mine.
I like it, and I like how like the color changes, like the light color changes with shaders. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. To me, it almost gives me like Anthem-y vibes. And I was
Yeah.
really down with the armor in Anthem. Like Anthem itself has a lot of issues. Let's not lie, but you know,
No.
I really dig the armor in Anthem. Like it was just so damn cool to me, and I really liked it. Now, granted, this armor is not for everyone, but you know, it's better looking than some of like a lot of the season pass armor we've gotten. You know,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I like it. I mean, I still don't understand how clipping is an issue, how that never gets tested. Because
Well,
if
sometimes you just can't.
yeah, and it sucks because
Avoid it.
I love those jacks, you know, arms that hunters can get from the what was it? It was an Eververse set, yeah. And you can get those big jacks arms, but it clips with the chest piece, and it just oh no, because I love them
Yeah.
both. But you know, I think armor is still in a pretty good state in Destiny 2.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't really care for the Iron Banner, but that's one armor set out of how many? You know, I
hate
think
them all.
I think
I'm wearing a
Crown
Destiny
Star-
1 armor set.
Oh yeah, you see those all the time. I think you had a thread on that once, and it was like everybody was going back on Destiny 1 had better armor, and I'm
Yeah.
just saying like,
People did. No, I think the
Certain
thread was
aspects of
about
it,
how
but-
Destiny 1 looked better. And I still
You
hold
did
that
say
up.
that.
It had a better art style than Destiny
Yeah.
2 does.
Mhm.
Destiny 2's art style is kind of all over the place, and that's
It's
Tends
not
to be what-
consistent.
that tends to be what happens when you have a cash shop and you got to try to kind of make memey goofy things for people to buy. I mean,
Yeah.
look at it's like Halo 5 has a pizza auto rifle skin. You're in the space military and you're using a pizza auto rifle skin. Come on.
yeah,
Or unicorns, or you know, flying crayons or whatever. And I get that, like, it's a video game, right? But you're going to have a wild aesthetic because of it. You're not going to have a consistent design language.
Right. No, I think that's a fair point. I mean, I always get triggered when I go on the internet on YouTube and I see like a video that just came out that is about title is why I prefer Destiny 1 to Destiny 2. And I'm just like, dude, let it go. Let it go. It cannot grow.
Never.
Let it
Never.
go. I'll never give up. And it's just like, I don't know. It's a little
never
annoying.
surrender.
I saw one that was running around today that was like that. There's some valid criticism because Bungie, we are still clawing back 3 years into Destiny 2, things that we had in Destiny 1.
Right.
That just got thrown out the window.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's a fair point. But I mean, I think it's funny when people go like, oh, I've quit on Destiny 2 and I'm going back to Destiny 1. I'm just like, there's just nothing left to do. Like, you've done everything you can do. You have to eventually move on because...
Yeah, but apparently we don't have to move on because Bungie's just bringing Destiny 1 to Destiny 2.
Yeah, well, there's a lot that can be said about that. I think next episode, I think that should be a topic. I think we should talk about Destiny 1 getting converted into Destiny 2. I think we can...
That's an entire episode in itself.
Yeah, I think we can commit episode... Well, when I upload this, I'm going to put out a poll and see if people want to listen to us talk about Destiny 1 getting pushed into Destiny 2. And how...
You're gonna have that...
But Dimitri, it's not all Destiny 1. It's just certain aspects, like the Volta Glass and the Cosmodrome and all the strikes. But Destiny 1 is so good. Why wouldn't you want it in Destiny 2?
Yeah, so I have a very like weird stance on this. Like, if I want to go, I want mechanics and art style, language, and gameplay even brought back from Destiny 1 into Destiny 2. I don't want the fucking Vault of Glass. If I wanted to play the Vault of Glass, I'd go play the Vault of Glass. Mm-hmm. And I squealed like a little fucking schoolgirl on prom night when I saw the Vault of Glass was coming back. And then I thought about it.
Yeah.
The only thing I was excited about was that I was going to be able to share it with my friends who did not play D1.
Right.
And didn't want to go buy all of D1, level up a character, get all the weapons you need to be able to do Vault of Glass, and then do Vault of Glass. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that I can show them in this game, like what I loved about D1, which was Vault of Glass. I was like the thing I loved the most.
Unless it has champions.
So that's the only reason why I like that they're bringing it back, but I feel like they're going to fuck it up somehow.
Well, my thing is, I don't think they're going to necessarily fuck it unless they put champions in. My worry is more so, we're paying, what, $50 for this DLC in this season? What if it's like a Shadowkeep sized DLC and they're just like, well, you got the Cosmodrome 2 and you got Vault of Glass, and so that's a lot of the illusion of content.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how we talk about with like power level and stuff like recycled content's not content.
How
you
much
can argue,
of it
yes,
is
it
going to
is.
entail the season?
Yeah,
That's
how much is it
question.
gonna? Yeah,
how much content is it going to be? Because if it's like half of the content, that's worrisome to me.
Yeah,
I don't know. We won't know until
until it comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, episode 3, I think that could be something we cover because I think it's a very good topic to cover that we definitely want to devote the time to. But
I wish I could say that was like worst case scenario speculation, but
yeah,
I would just leave it there.
Yeah, I think that's a very fair point. So we'll convert episode 3 probably to that. I'll put out a poll and see if there's anything that the community really wants us to talk about, like burning passion. And I'm reaching out to Nathan saying, because he's obviously very busy as a family man. So I'm giving him a heads up so that he can try to find the time. And I'm going to reach out to another streamer to join us. But we'll keep that as a mystery. So besides that, let's do closing remarks. Orchid, where can we find you?
Me? You can find me on Guardians of Lore, a lore podcast by four friends who have no business being on a lore podcast. We try to release episodes every Friday wherever you can find. I usually say wherever you harvest your podcast, but I'm a weirdo like that. So, Apple, Spotify, wherever you want. You can also find us on thelorenetwork.com alongside many impressive lore content creators. I think Joker, you were there as well. And if you aren't, I don't know why.
I was like, nah, I don't. Unless somebody's like taking my lore content.
I'm
over
gonna
there.
add you there, or
That's what's
talk
up.
to Blue and he'll add you.
Mhm. I would
Um,
love to be on there sometime.
You can find me on Twitch at Hey It's Orchid. I stream every Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday if I can. Hopefully, sometimes earlier in the week. My schedule's kind of all over the place. It's definitely Wednesday, Thursday though, and definitely Saturdays. You can also find me on Twitter at Hey It's Orchid, where I apparently really rile up the Australians lately. Because I tweeted that Hadley's Hope are a bunch of cunt bags. Because they are, and I created some sort of turf war, and I am so sorry. I
No,
didn't
don't
mean
apologize.
to.
Revel in the chaos.
Oh, it was very
It
chaotic. But if you want to see a bunch of otter pictures or hear me yell about work, because I do tweet a lot about my job. So if you want to hear about science, tree science, then I'm definitely a Twitter
Go for
account
it.
to follow. That's it.
What about you, Joker?
Okay, you can find me over on Twitter, DSR_Joker. And then I stream and do YouTube over on Darkside Royalty. We drop the lore because, well, I was sick of people commenting that I don't make as many lore videos as they think I should.
Right.
I was just like, but everything's been talked about. I hate to say it. Like, what
It's
am I
true.
going to do?
We're
Am I going to go talk
struggling.
about Last Word for the 800th time?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had that whole stint where it was like all fan fiction and it was pointless. And I like theory crafting more than I like just regurgitating the lore. Because I'm not going to trash on like Malin or anything, but that's regurgitate the lore sounds like a really trashy thing to say. But that's kind of what he does. He like reads the lore and he presents it in a really well done way. But that's not what I want to do because he's already doing that. Why would I do what he's doing?
I think you're doing a service because, people can go to you for one thing and people can go to him for another instead of going to you for the same thing.
That's why if you've watched my Halo videos, I really like doing that though, where I'm taking from the books because the Halo books are huge, and I'm like reading these really cool storied sections,
Condensing
and
it
I'm
to
giving
really
like
cool parts.
condensing them, giving them like a slight production value, not as much as it deserves, but
Right.
I really like that. That is super fun. I got
Right.
maybe the argument between the Primordium and Mendicant Bias and the Didact coming up for the next one.
Mendicant is awesome. Mendicant is awesome.
So yeah, that's my projects going into the future as well. I want to expand on that.
We
I'm
look forward
excited to
it.
see more of your thick video.
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe it's the first one I watched it. I'm still like, what am I watching?
I was like, what am I recording? I'm gonna be honest.
I loved it. Was a lot of fun though. My comment was, what am I watching?
the Halo one is just as bad.
Oh, good.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So if you've seen the Halo, I think that one came out before. I don't know. My videos are largely
It
scheduled.
did. They come out before.
Kind of
Um,
all over the place.
Yeah. So if the Halo one was just as bad because it was all the same comments in the same two threads.
yeah.
Mhm.
Check it out. It's good.
I like the Halo one a little bit more than the Destiny one because I felt
Yeah.
like by the time I'd done it, it was just a little played out.
Mhm.
I didn't know when it was gonna go out. So
It's still really good. I'm gonna upload this tonight. This is gonna be up on Spotify tonight, so people will know about it now. But you can find me at XVII Profit on Twitter and Dimitriato4 on Instagram.
You really need to change your Twitter handle.
It's my gamer tag. I know. Yeah, I gotta change it.
find me over on the tweets at Demet Auto.
Right, Demi.
Demi
Just find me at Demi.
Demi Auto. Oh wait, hold on. You may not want to go there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, hey, I'm not gonna judge. Man in the desert should take as much water as he's offered, regardless of the source.
Announcement. Monday is looking like me and Joker are gonna do a brief podcast on Warhammer 40K.
That'll
So
be exciting.
looking forward to that. I put out a tweet randomly like, "Who wants to help me get into Warhammer 40K?" And then Joker
have the perfect
jumped
person
on
for you.
that.
I have a
Yeah.
perfect person for you. I will hook you guys up.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Literally the perfect person for you.
Go for it. I look forward to Monday. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and I hope that everybody enjoys it. I'm really looking forward to that, so that's gonna be awesome. Other than that, this will be episode number 2, so it's growing already. Oh man! You can find it on Spotify, all right, on the Destiny Corner, and it's also, I think it should be on Apple now, Apple Podcasts. I got
Nice.
an email saying that it was approved, so it should be up there. If not
They
now,
approve this nonsense.
I know, right? I don't know how they got it
This
through it, but
blabbering
That's weird.
mess of digressions.
we digress so much. I gotta start.
We're not organized at
Like
all,
that.
guys. This is really starting to look like maybe it's like a me problem because the podcast
No.
I'm currently on also did that.
No,
I
no, we
will-
just don't have Jay from the Destiny Tracker. Dude, Jay
Yeah.
was fucking insane with that shit, man.
Mhm.
He was really great at keeping everybody on track. He had a list. He had like it timed out how long we're gonna like talk about this and like try not. And he'd like he'd come in and be like, okay, so we're kind of going over, so let's go. We're gonna move forward. He's really great at hosting that. While me and the other Jay were just babbling. He was herding cats, and he did a fantastic job at it.
right.
The three of us are cats.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, the shitty thing is like I have a list, but we just digress so much from the list that I'm like, oh, wait, let's try to. Get
We're
back on
having
the
fun,
list.
dude.
But it's
Whatever.
awesome, and I just want people to have fun while listening to this. Like, it's not always going to be super serious, and like we'll have super serious topics and whatnot. But I just want Guardians to have
Call-
fun.
shitting on the game.
You have Joker and I on. We're just the most shit talkers of shit
Hey,
talkers.
We are.
It's
I'm
the
just
way
like,
you
so
take it.
sunsetting. Fuck this. Half an hour digression later. So how about Beyond Light? Fuck
Fuck
this.
this, it's dog shit. Yeah. Well, the next episode is going to be really fun. All right. We're gonna have
Yeah.
a lot of fun topics to talk about. Okay. So, and I'll send you guys a list so that we're well prepared for it. So,
What? Prepared?
yeah, right. Preparation.
Only on the H.
Yeah, right.
That's a bad joke. Don't laugh at that.
Thanks for listening to the Destiny Corner, episode 2. I thank every one of you listeners for putting up with this and sticking around. And there's going to be so much more to come, and we're going to have so much more guests. And look forward to the next episode. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Stay frosty.
Yeah.
Ugh.